Tiles window. Tiles window. I kinda forgot. Haven't switched to tiles. I don't think I switched to tiles for the entirety of the previous game. I do apologize for that. But since I don't see tiles, like I never notice unless someone tells me or I take a look at my capture program at OBS. But I was too focused on the game. Mm, mm. D2 Scorpion is extremely vile. It's unsurvivable. Yeah, I don't think I can survive this. I need teleport in order to survive it. I could try netting it, but like I know that I'm just gonna fail 3 times in a row. Oh, I did fail 2 times in a row. The third one did get the net, which it immediately broke away from. I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna, yeah, melee it unless I don't die and I kill it. I got lucky. But yeah, once again, I don't like getting lucky. I don't like surviving because I got unlucky and then I got lucky. That just feels bad to me. Crow's main design feature seems to be randomness. And randomness is further exacerbated in these last couple of versions. But against the odds, I did manage to survive that. Let's continue. Feels bad. I really, really, really don't like being in that kind of situation in the first place. Surviving it is not even like I don't feel good about surviving in such a situation because like there's no skill involved, there's no like decisions to make. I just survived because I got lucky and that's it. And yeah, I don't like that. It really makes me feel bad that kind of thing is in the game at all. In my opinion, it shouldn't be in the game. But then again, I do like Rift Wizard quite a bit, since Rift Wizard is very much a game that like has RNG to a minimum. So as long as you don't make mistakes, you win. And then when you die, it's because you made a mistake. Um, I have died in Rift Wizard a couple of times in the last couple of days, and every time it happens, I don't feel nearly as bad as I feel when I die in Crawl because, like in Rift Wizard, I know that it was my mistake instead of just like me getting unlucky. Um, in general, if I feel that I died because I got unlucky, yeah, that's not a feeling that I like want. And since I've been dying a lot in Crawl's current version, 0.29, and Crawl also seems to be leaning more forward to that. That's the reason why I don't want to play that much Crawl in the future, because it feels like it's more and more of that randomness, or at least that's how I perceive it. Mm, Anyway, if you have any recommendations for games that you would like to see in the channel, let me know in the Discord and I'll be checking them out. Pikel. The only way to beat Pikel here is to kill him. Yeah, I had a potion of might, so I just went ahead and used it. Killed Pikel rather easily. That's pretty sweet. I'm glad that I did have access to that potion of might. Otherwise, would have been nasty. Would have been forced to teleport. But yeah. By the way, look at my experience level. I'm experience level 8 on D4, which is absolutely insane. With the demigod, I was like experience level 4 on D4. This character feels so much more powerful than the demigods that I have been playing. Dubesa is kind of scary, but considering how high of a level I am, it's not as scary as it could be. Okay, never mind. Um, Yeah, you barely miss, you barely miss. You hit but do no damage, you hit but do no damage. Alright, I'm gonna teleport and hope that I don't die. I thought that I was gonna be able to kill her, but randomness. That's what happened pretty much. She just has evasion, and because she has evasion, you have to rely on the RNG to help you hit her. If you don't want to do that, don't fight monsters with evasion. Prince Rivet and Menkaure on the other side of those stairs? How about no? Let's find different stairs and hope that we don't stumble into Dubesa because I don't have a way to ignore her evasion. I'm a big fan of spells like Poisonous Vapors that allow you to ignore monster evasion. It's just like point at monster to deal damage to monster. That kind of thing is good. I wish Melee had something reminiscent of that. Even nets, which do remove monster evasion if they manage to work, still need to hit the monster in the first place. So you're still checking monster evasion to try to make it so that you don't have to check monster evasion. Yeah, that's just how it is. I have a couple of options. I can go upstairs, or I can re-teleport, or I can re-teleport and go upstairs. So I have those three options. I cannot like sit here and fight. That's like never gonna work. I would die before I kill Blork the Orc. I am going to go ahead for just reading teleport and like yeah, because if I was to go upstairs after reading teleport, I would have teleported in the previous level, and then I would have been stuck in that level with monsters that I cannot kill. So yeah, that was pretty good. I think I did make the correct decisions by teleporting here instead of going upstairs and teleporting. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Oh, I got shafted for 3 floors. Jeez. Is this character also gonna die to getting shafted? Because like that would be 2 characters in a row who die to getting shafted. To stumble into a white band, very scary, but I fortunately was able to go upstairs. I guess it's fine that or like it's pretty good that I have a lot of HP or like a lot of experience. My experience level 9 now, so I'm not so under leveled for when I get shafted. It cannot happen anymore, at least, so that's nice. What do you have today, Maggie? Plus 2 acid skills? That's pretty great. I want those. But I don't think I can kill her. I don't have... oh, they do have 1 pip of fire resistance because my leather armor... but it has harm, so I am probably better off delaying that a bit more. What god do we go for? Fatal Altar on D1. I'm glad that I ignored it. Hep, Uskoyo. Leaning towards Ashensari, but no, I'm not 100% sure on Ashensari. Is it time to pull out Okawaru? Because I should go Okawaru. Okawaru will help me win, and I do like winning, so Okawaru seems like the best option for me. Ashensari would be what I would go for if I already had a weapon, and I don't have a weapon, so Okawaru will give me a weapon and will also make it so that I can use that weapon quite well. Looking forward to finding a better sword already. I know that it's only D5, D6, but still, I would like to have a better sword. I am really surprised at the large amount of experience that I have. Like, where did all that experience come from? Also, I have a ton of jabs. I've been finding quite a lot of jabs, which is really nice. That guy is killing me. Once again, I get Wand of Quicksilver. Wand of Quicksilver is quickly becoming one of my least favorite items in the game. Like, I feel like I have just like an immediate negative reaction upon seeing that I have Wand of Quicksilver, even though the item is not like inherently bad. It's just that it has a tendency to generate with Wand of Roots. It would be nice if the game could guarantee that if you get Wand of Quicksilver, you're not gonna get Wand of Roots, because it really is like a nerf to your character if you get that. It's just straight up gonna be a weaker character than a character that doesn't have access to that. or like that doesn't have that specific item combination generated in its game. Oh, I got, of course, yeah. You know why that dealt more than half my HP? Because I have harm. I mean, Cloud is hasted, so I'm never gonna be able to run away. I can, however, turn around the corner and drink a potion of 3, and then that should be able to kill Menkaure. And the Phantom. Perfect. Beautiful. Oh, I was wondering about why I had regen, but I forgot that I found an Amulet of Regen. Yeah, that kind of thing, like that item is probably one of the greatest items that exists in the game, Amulet of Regen. It has such a drastic and massive impact. Maggie had these acid scales, which I do want. I guess the time has come for me to fight her. I have a net. Let's throw a net. Okay, 13 damage. Silver jabs. Quicksilver. I threw my silver jabs, all of them. They did hit Maggie, but they very much didn't do as much damage as they should. Because variance. Let's try drinking haste and just like hitting her. I'm at full HP. Hopefully it will work. Alright, so Okawaru really enjoyed that. I get to replace my leather armor of harm with something that gives me more armor class. The fire resistance is relevant, but I think that it is definitely like there's a lot of downside of on using an item with harm, especially this early in the game where enemies are so volatile like that. I'll come back for those items later. Right now, I cannot really take advantage of the fact that I got those items. There's like unidentified potion and unidentified something else, but yeah, cannot kill the monsters in the vaults. Wow. Okay, I threw jabs at the troll. They definitely didn't do anything. Yeah, that's a shame because the position that I was in was the perfect position to kill a troll rather easily, but like I can't. I straight up can't. So I shouldn't even try. Bees, water moccasin. The water moccasin left me half death, which is not a very good omen. Is the troll still around here? Hope that I don't turn the corner and see the troll. Doesn't happen, which is pretty nice. Let me just pick up my jabs. I don't wanna fight the troll again. Hornet, that's extremely bad. This would be the time where I would like to use a Hex Wand against that, but I don't have a Hex Wand. It's a bit too early in the game for me to have a Hex Wand. Yeah, let's just start teleporting around, because otherwise, like, that kills you. That kind of situation ends with people death, usually. Hello, Dre. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. We're playing Crawl, and it's not going well. Tried a couple of demigods earlier, and they all ended in disaster. They all ended with me running out of scrolls of teleport and then dying in situations where I wasn't able to run away from. So, yep. Pretty rough day today. Pretty rough version as a whole. Not a fan of 0.29. We got poison darts. Those would be okay against, I guess, a troll? Maybe I can poison it enough to offset the regen. At least I could try. Hopefully one of these whites has a sword for me, like the previous ones that I found. When it comes to swords, I'm carrying the best one. The best one that I have access to. Plus 5 short sword. It's probably better than the long sword that I'm currently using. I am playing a human gladiator of Okawaru right now. By the way, I got 2 pips of piety with Okawaru and 14 long blades. Time to stop training that. Mm. Demigod also has bad aptitudes, so that may have been part of the issue earlier. Mm. +5 short sword. Give me that. I'm gonna wield this, and then gonna train that to 12, and after that I will get some invocations skill so I can use hero comfortably. These corridors are delightful for my jabs. I have a lot of jabs, so might as well, take advantage of them by throwing in a corridor. Ooh, the 8 slime creatures. I can deal with them 1 versus 1 most likely, but multiples? No, multiples no. Hey, Okawaru really liked my killing of that single regular-sized slime creature. They didn't even merge. Imagine if they had merged. What is this? Wand of Charming, of course. If you go Kawaru, you will 100% of the time get Wand of Charming. Don't expect to see a Wand of Paralysis if you're an Okawaru worshipper. It's just another game that the game will disappoint you if you try to find Wand of Paralysis as an Okawaru worshipper. Never gonna happen. I've gone Okawaru a couple of times since the change was implemented, and like every time I've gotten Wand of Charming. Yep. Good to see that I'm finding stuff that I can actually kill. I'm just gonna eat some attacks of opportunity on this slime creature. Run away from the large one. Yeah, hopefully I can kill it now that I am able to fight it 1 versus 1. Which I do, but it came close. Hornet. Probably cannot kill it. Would be nice to have Wand of Paralysis. It really, really would be nice to have that item. But nope. Not with Okawaru. Okawaru means that you don't have Hex Wand. Yeah, Okawaru doesn't like charming, or like Okawaru will not let you charm monsters, and I'm okay with that. But like what I'm not okay with is that since the change to like item sets or whatever it was called, if you get Wand of Charming and you go Okawaru, you don't have a Hex Wand. Like straight up, you don't have a Hex Wand. That's not something that I'm particularly happy about when it comes to this version. This version has many things that I'm not happy about, definitely. Mm. Mm. Okay, I killed the warrior against a lot. Was not going very well. I was expecting to just get hit really hard at some point and then get killed. I just found another Wand of Charming. Yeah, pretty sad because I do need wands. I was like so hopeful for a Hex Wand, and I just got 2 different Wands of Charming. Yep. Just Okawaru things, or I guess just 0.29 things. Okawaru is not really at fault here. Hopefully 0.30 gets better, like makes things better. Because right now I am really not enjoying this version as much as I have enjoyed previous ones. Okay, that was unnecessary. That single V just got like anime protagonist buff and decided to dodge everything that I threw at it for like 10 turns. Maybe I should use Hero for this. Yeah, Hero seems like a good thing to use when you are throwing jabs with 0 skill. Okay, back to 10 jabs. Armor Emporium. Ooh, fancy. Also, I really like this Cloak of Willpower. I'm gonna buy that immediately. Well worth it. Because like that item is so good that I could just like enchant it right now. The Buckler of Poison Resistance is also extremely interesting. Looking forward to finding a double sword or so. But I'm probably gonna be using a great sword, since great swords are like the best sword that you can commonly find in this game. But they're two-handed. Okawaru grants you throwing weapons. All right. I'm glad to see that the change was like that line of text was changed, because it used to say Okawaru grants you ammunition, but now Okawaru grants you throwing weapons because there's no more ammunition in the game, only throwing weapons. That's a good change. I like that. By the way, taking into account the fact that I am a Okawaru worshipper, it is definitely a good idea to put some levels into throwing. I don't know if throwing weapons scale with dexterity or with strength, but I think they scale with strength, so we are not gonna really be getting a lot of damage, but it's a lot of utility to have access to those. This level had so many bees. Yeah, still haven't found a good sword that I would like to actually use for real. No Kirari either, so no real way to fight this two-headed ogre. I guess I can use hero. I cannot use finesse. Like I have access to it already, but like 63 chance to fail at using it. Again, does she always get distortion now? Was that like a change to Psyche? Maybe it was, and now like because it's the third game in a row that I find Psyche, and it's the third game in a row that she has distortion. It used to be that Psyche had a very low chance to get distortion. It was like 75% of 75% chance of chaos and 25% chance of distortion. Okay, pretty nasty. She got Ice Blast. At least I'm high enough on HP that Ice Blast is not like a death sentence, as it would be earlier in the game. And it does let me know that I go at Ice Blast instead of getting Roots, which is something that I am particularly happy about. I don't have the issue with Quicksilver and Roots if I have Quicksilver and Ice Blast. +4 shortbow. That's a very real weapon. Yeah, if you don't have anything going with your character, maybe you should consider using that. I wonder if I can kill this thing. Yeah, the game now doesn't tell you if your weapons are hitting the invisible monster, which is pretty. I don't know. I feel like it's a quality of life change that it is aimed at making it more compelling to you to actually get see invisible. But as a person that doesn't really like to get see invisible that frequently, I'm not particularly thrilled by that change. Do I have nets? Because nets would be nice here. No nets, no curare, no paralysis. One teleports. So we're doing that, because otherwise Psyche just paralyzes me. Hey, I got hit by Chaos and I got healed by Chaos. That's a thing that can happen. Chaos is literally anything. Oh, I just stumbled into Psyche again. I thought that she was gonna be going over here, but she took the opposite route. No longer have teleport haste. Yeah, no paralysis. Oh, jeez, that's so bad. I guess I just have to sit here and fight her, or drink cancellation, which I'm not gonna do. I think I have a much better chance of beating her in this form, actually. There we go. I actually just spore her to death because that polymorph is actually like makes you super powerful for the point in the game where you're most likely to be affected by it. So if you get turned into a fungus, don't think that it's like getting turned um, into a worthless form. It's actually really, really strong. It's very reminiscent of tree form. By the way, this +3 greatsword is exactly what I wanted to see. Yeah, I even have 1.0 delay on it, so Time to drop the buckler. Goodbye, buckler. Time to say hello to +3 greatsword. Goodbye, longsword. Goodbye, shortsword. We got a very reasonable upgrade out of that white. Wow, that's not looking very good. You closely miss 5 times in a row. Pretty rough. Lots of works. Two-head ogre. Gonna use hero. Hero gives me almost min delay on my greatsword. Can I beat you? I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm just gonna give up. I tried and then I failed. 5-headed Hydra. You know what? Maybe I should go back and pick up a short sword for the Hydra. Alternatively, it would be very nice to find Erika. Yeah, Erika always generates with a Scimitar of Flaming, in case you're wondering why I would like to find Erika. There we go. Alright. Okawaru grants you throwing weapons. Those darts should really only scale with throwing. If they did only scale with throwing, I would use them way more. Ever since they were reworked into needing like stealth as well as throwing, I have not used them. Oh, I should not melee. At least I have jabs. So I guess I will just like continue throwing jabs and die. Jeez. Okay. Am I dead? I think I am actually dead. Yeah, it's over. Oh, I just needed that bit of like actually variance going on my side to go back to 50 HP. Should I still try to fight it? No, I shouldn't. Can I run away from it? No, because attacks of opportunity are a thing that exists in this version of the game. Cannot net it because in a previous version of the game it was made giant, so you can no longer net Hydras. I have Ice Blast, but it's on a monster, so like I'm not carrying it, cannot really do anything against this guy. Ice Blast would kill it, so yeah, that's a bit annoying. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna win this. I don't have teleports. Blinking? I did have blinking, alright. Maybe I should have done that before, you know, wasting all of my consumables. Please beat it, thank you. Alright, I think I have to start training for invocations. I need finesse to kill some things. Also, I'm really looking forward to finding a weapon of flaming for the Hydras. I don't like Hydras. Hydras have always been one of my least favorite enemies in the entirety of the game due to their ability to regen when you hit them with a bladed weapon. It's like a super arbitrary restriction that just like that doesn't really serve any purpose in my opinion. Just makes it so that you may not want to go for like a bladed weapon because then you have issues fighting Hydras, which is pretty lame. Pretty lame in my opinion. Okay, the Hydra again. Hero. I don't have silver jabs. Only have these 6 jabs. Finesse? Let's try that. Okay, I was able to finesse at least. That's amazing. I almost killed the Hydra. Quicksilver, better kill the Hydra, please. Thank you. Alright, that actually gave me back a substantial amount of piety because Okawaru was obviously thrilled that I managed to kill that at experience level 11. Look at how, like, this character just destroyed that troll. It literally got one shot by me. One attack killed the troll from full HP, and that's something that my previous demigod like was unable to do. So yeah, this is going much better. I have a pretty decent weapon. In fact, my weapon is so good that I should probably just like read identify some stuff so I can hopefully get brand weapon on the great sword, or some scrolls of enchant weapon as well, since I am likely to just continue using that for the rest of the game. Okay, didn't get butterflies. Oh, scroll of butterflies probably sucks when you're a worshipper of Okawaru. It probably is unusable. Okawaru is getting nerfed. These changes are stealth nerfs to Okawaru, and I just noticed. Like the Okawaru is incompatible with a lot of items. Man, it's like developers are hearing what I'm saying when it comes to things that I don't like about certain gods, and they're just like straight up putting them on gods that I do like. Um, Things feel kind of targeted. They're starting to feel like that. That's crazy. I hope that it's only delusions of grandeur on my end. I really do. I found a runed chainmail. Let's put that on. Or at least that's a step on it. It's +3. It's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. Let's take a look at my stats. 17-7 versus 14-12. I think 14-12 is what I'm gonna stick with. Wow, like look at this. I can hit things and they die. It's magical. It is truly magical to be able to hit things and have them die. With my 1.0 delay greatsword. What levels did I skip? Because I've been skipping some levels. Yeah, I skipped D4. We can begin by doing D4. D7 troll. Yeah, now we can actually kill the D7 troll. And the D7 scorpion and bees. There were a lot of bees on D7. That's right. Corridor would be nice here. Probably should have thought about that earlier. Repositioning didn't really cost me as much HP as I thought it was going to, which is great. And yeah, like I'm actually hitting things now, like dealing damage. It's wonderful. Okay, D4 had the one on the best, and then I failed very strepitously versus Dubesa. That didn't go very well. But this time I just destroyed the twins without a lot of issues. Can probably kill the ghost as well. Get access to the loot. +5 Great Maze. Nice. Pass wall. Also pretty nice. Let me learn that. I got Blink at some point, and I think that I should probably train for it a bit. I can probably kill all of these guys now. Wand of Poly. I don't like Wand of Poly. Never been a fan of that item. In fact, that item is in my no pickup list. But I think that I have to, because unfortunately I don't have access to any other Hex ones. Hex ones aren't even an item that I like that much, or like an item type that I like that much, but I feel like sometimes I need them. I will most likely not have that issue that much, since I have like a real sword right now, like a real weapon, and I'm actually dealing damage. But yeah. Okay, I have to go to learn now. I don't think I'm gonna have to duel that much, and regardless, even if I was to duel, wouldn't really get as much juice from it, considering how lackluster my consumables are. I don't even have Ambrosia identified, so I think that instead of continuing to train invocations, I'm gonna be training some throwing, since I'm gonna need it for the Hydras. And we're gonna be seeing some Hydras here. Okay, what is gonna hook me up with a fair amount of silver jabs, and then I can just like throw my way to victory. Hopefully we can find some gloves of hurling. That would be pretty sweet. So I'm using Hero because um, I knew that I was gonna have to kill this Hydra. Hero plus jabs got the job done quite well, and it also happened to give me like a nice little upside in the form of being able to kill the elephant easily. Level 1 elephant is rather nasty. By the way, Okawaru gave me a beast of a weapon. This is probably gonna stick with me for the rest of the game, just because it's already a fully enchanted triple sword. I hope that I don't die to this Komodo dragon, by the way. That would be rather underwhelming. Like, get amazing item, immediately die afterwards. I got Mind Burst. Mind Burst is nice. 47% chance. Not high enough for my tastes. Need to train some evocations. Okay. Alright. That actually went very well. The training and throwing is paying off. At some point soon I should think about training evocations as well. And of course I want to get my triple sword to 16 is 1.0 delay, I think. I think it is 1.0 delay, 16. Wow, that sucks. It failed like 3 times in a row. I have willpower. I'm using a willpower item. This Cloak of Willpower. It failed 3 times in a row, and it succeeds the turn that I decide that I don't want to continue fighting it because the Cataulepas appears on the screen. I have 3 cancellation. I have 3 cancellation. Gonna use Hero. Whoa, it died in 3 attacks. I'm dealing damage with this. My previous character, or like the character that I played yesterday, was dealing about this damage rating with its weapon by the time I won. It's Layer 1. I'm experience level 12. I've been playing for 37 minutes, and it's already more powerful than my previous character, offense-wise at least. That character was one of the best characters that I've played in this version. I think I said that it was one of the best characters I've played in several months, the one that I finished yesterday. And yeah, it was a beautiful character. It was really, really good. That's very scary, let me tell you, 2 Black Mambas. It's not scary if I one-shot them. But then again, they have ridiculously large amounts of evasion, so you can never be sure that you're gonna be able to one-shot them. Variants at play. Okay, Sonia appears. I have Mind Burst, so I just Mind Burst Sonia and Sonia dies. Let's try to... Oh, how much throwing do I have? Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I can probably kill the Hydras without having to hero throw every time. I can just throw. Wow, Okawaru gave me 1 boomerang. I thought I'd said throwing weapons, not throwing weapon. But alright. Another Hydra. I did make the right decision training throwing, because otherwise this would be disastrous. The amount of Hydras that we have seen is pretty insane. But Okawaru keeps me constantly supplied with throwables, so even if I do have to use them a lot because I've been getting a lot of Hydras, those same Hydras make Okawaru want to give me more items, which is pretty nice. There we go. I'm starting to feel a bit better about this character. I feel like the kit of items that I have right now makes me actually able to, fight. And I can just like kill things now. Many, many things, almost everything I can kill. Obviously, there's some situations where like combinations of enemies, like the ones that we just saw before, the Merfolk Sirens, the Merfolk Sirens and the King Toad made it so that like I didn't really want to fight those. But I was able to flee without having to teleport, which is nice. Looking forward to also like getting better armor and that kind of thing. Okawaru hasn't really given me any armor whatsoever. May be related to the fact that I have 0 armor skill. I'll probably be fixing that at some point soon. Got mesmerized despite my willpower item. That's fine. Ring of Dexterity. I want that. I can probably lose the fire resistance for a bit. I value Ring of Dexterity quite highly in for swords characters. Gives me a bit of extra damage and a bit of extra accuracy, which is a pretty good thing to have. Demon Bane, a dagger of speed. So the first thing that Okawaru gave me is literally a +9 triple sword. And I'm training long blades. And then Okawaru follows up with a dagger. I don't think I will pick that up. Yeah, like I guess I appreciate the gift, but I will still not pick that up. Got to 6 pips of piety, which is a pretty good indicator. Like the faster that you get to 6 pips of piety with Okawaru, the more powerful your character is. I was using Hero quite a bit, but we have gotten to the point where I don't need to use Hero for average fights, despite the fact that my weapon is not even at 1.0 delay, it's at 1.1 delay. But it's just like a triple sword, a +9 triple sword. It's a +9 triple sword, it's insane. Hello, Cayman. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I am playing Crawl, and despite all things, this is going well. I anticipate that this character is gonna get pretty far into the game. At the very least, it's gonna get to Lair Branch, but ideally it would win. It already has the makings of a great character. It just needs to have some decent defenses and resistances, because the damage output is already there. I have the damage output that I need to win the game already. Gonna hero? Hero? Should I hero? I'm gonna just throw jabs instead. Yeah, the damage variety that the javelin supports to this character is massive. Let me kill Hydras without a lot of issues. Let me kill monster bands if I have access to a corridor. I got Spider, which is always tragic. I don't like getting Spider, but it's okay. I decided to tap the Hydra, and it does pay off. I thought to myself that it was almost dead, and that it would be ridiculous if it survived the hit of my sword and grew extra heads. And yeah, it fortunately doesn't end up happening. Ooh, geez, crystal plate. I'm not gonna use that because unfortunately, like, it's a strength item in a dexterity world. Not gonna happen. I'm more interested in something like chainmail or some form of dragon scales. I think the ideal item for my character is probably gonna be something like storm scales. Storm scales give me the very rare resistance to electricity, and they are also very protective, giving you the armor class of plate with the encumbrance of chainmail. So yeah, it's the best of both worlds. There's Pearl Scales, which gives you the armor class of plate with the encumbrance of scale mail, I think, or I think it's a scale mail or dragon scales. But those ones give resistance to negative, which is not as good as resistance to electricity. You don't have resistance to electricity and you explode against so many things, but resistance to negative is not as relevant. You had a nice Merfolk transmitter with Okawaru. Didn't go very well. Early game sucks on transmitters. It definitely does. Yeah. Early game is the part where your background is influencing you the most. Your starting kit. So bad starting kits have bad early games, and transmitter is in the gutter ever since Sticks to Snakes was removed. I feel like it was never properly compensated for the amount of power that it lost when Sticks to Snakes was removed. And don't misunderstand me, Sticks to Snakes really needed to go. That spell was absurd. But yeah, I did think that it didn't need to just like be removed and that's it. It needed to be replaced with something else, which it kind of wasn't. So yeah. Hopefully 0.30 has something in place for transmuters. I'm not a fan of all warrior mage starts right now. Like I think they're all pretty bad. Arcane Marksman is worse hunter because it starts with worse stats and with a worse starting kit. Warper is just awful, probably one of the worst backgrounds in the game, if not just straight up the worst. It's so bad that it doesn't even compensate. Like the scroll of blinking doesn't even compensate for how bad it is. That's how bad. There's also Enchanter, which is just like awful to play because you need to rely on randomness, aka hexes, to kill anything, or just abandon the playstyle. And okay, so there's like Enchanter, Arcane Marksman, Transmuter, and Warper. Those are the 4 warrior mages that exist right now, correct? There used to be Scald, and Scald was also pretty awful. I'm gonna stop training for that. Gonna go back to fighting. Should I go back to fighting? I think the correct thing to do is to just get 1.0 delay on my triple sword to avoid any accidents where a Komodo dragon hits me twice and deals like 70 damage, which is definitely a possibility. Hero Finesse for these Death Jacks. Well worth it to Hero Finesse Death Jacks. Oh boy, it's like they just jumped into the grinder. Having a good weapon is so nice. Having good damage output in this game changes the game for the better, very drastically. Okay, I have boomerangs. Should I try boomerangs? I'm gonna try silver jabs instead. Silver jabs deal more damage at the end of the day. Oh, this didn't go well. Curing? 3? On wheels? Hit? Maybe don't hit. Maybe throw some silver jabs. You see here the +6 Darflail. But it doesn't cross-train. So I'm not gonna pick it up. It would be nice if I got like a strong quick blade or something to kill Hydras with. Or if I got a Scroll of Brand Weapon to rebrand that Great Sword. I can drop the Short Sword at this point. I was carrying it for Hydra slaying purposes, but I fortunately decided to train throwing, and throwing has been pretty helpful for the purposes of killing Hydras. Yeah, like that's playing into one of the greatest strengths of Okawaru, which is that you have pretty much unlimited throwables. And throwables do not require you to switch your weapon to make use of them, so there's that. I decided to hero there because the Black Mamba just got lucky with 2 attacks that poisoned me twice. So I didn't want that to spiral out of control. I wanted it to end with me taking as least damage as possible. That's why I heroes. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, it's their 5 already. Wow, that went very quickly. Yeah. So a pretty cool throwing situation recently. Fogu plus antennae as study nearby monsters and throw jabs through fog at them. You don't really need the antennae, but you can definitely use it in case you don't know the monsters are there. I'm just saying that usually you know that there's gonna be monsters coming towards you because you use the Fogu for a reason, right? I actually do that quite a bit. The whole throwing at monsters through Fogu. Also shooting conjurations and shooting ranged weapons at monsters through Fogu. That too. And it works quite well. Definitely pretty useful. Alright, when it comes to this guy, this Molten Gargoyle, we should not have that many issues killing this thing. Worrisome a bit because I don't have fire resistance, so it could hurt. I don't like this ending. This is a rather difficult ending. I can just make use of this. Is it fast? I feel like it's gaining ground on me. Oh, it's not fast. Anyway, I can just stand here and now I can tab it. And it dies. And it dies. Alright. I'll postpone doing that for a bit. I'll come back to that later. I think I'm gonna put the boomerangs on the quiver in the hopes that they all break. Like I'm gonna use them pretty much every fight until they break. The javelins are the premium throwable. Let's go to D12. Brand weapon, electrocution, scroll of poison. I have poison resistance, so I can just walk it off. In this situation, even if the kobolds were to summon a sun demon, which did happen very briefly at the end there, it was not an issue. I was able to kill it very easily. 12 of these, 12 of these, both first armor. And I would like to upgrade maybe my armor. But perhaps by the time I get to 12 armor, I won't feel the desire to upgrade it. There's an enchant weapon there. I don't care too much about it, however, since I have already a pretty beast weapon, so I don't need to enchant the greatsword. But I might finish enchanting it and like try to roll for BAMP or something along those lines. That's not good. Yeah, I don't like where this is going. Pretty rough. I don't feel like I deserve taking 43 damage for just walking, but attacks of opportunity, am I right? Boulder Beetle. I'm probably gonna die here, or rather I would if I was not to, save myself with cancellation. The Boulder Beetle can roll at me and one-shot me, which is not good. Normally you would block that with allies, scrolls of butterfly, scrolls of summoning, any kind of summon. But I'm an Okawaru worshipper. An Okawaru worshipper that didn't get Wand of Paralysis, so yep, it's just like that. I'm gonna re-teleport now that I don't have the mark anymore. Hold on, am I not carrying darts? Because this is a moment for darts. Those guys are very weak to darts. There we go. I do have some darts of poison. Okay, please don't destroy me with your very damaging thing that you're about to do. Wow, it didn't. Okay, that's nice. I hadn't noticed, but when I have hero, I have some pretty okay defenses. 17, 18. It's a preview of what all swords dexterity characters end up becoming. They just like turn into juggernaut. It is almost unavoidable. They are fated to be good if given enough time. Apparently, I do have some curare. I was not aware of it. I didn't notice when I picked them up. But I'm gonna be taking advantage of them now that I know that I have them. Bit surprised that the red ugly thing hit me so hard. I might have to inspect them, or rather I'm going to inspect them next time I see them, because maybe I did, maybe they got buffed and I didn't know about it. It's probably what happened. Let's go to work. Ice cave. I have cold resistance and it's not a hard ice cave, so I'm gonna hope that it is not obscenely unreasonably difficult, as they often tend to be. Wow, I heroed for the Orc Knight and it was like super easy to kill. I'm surprised that that was so easy. Having another Ring of Cold Resistance would be a good thing here. Let's put on this Ring of Fire Resistance instead of the Ring of Poison Resistance, because I don't think it's going to be very useful for... I don't think it's going to be very useful for this place. Anyway, Torinsky, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. We are playing Human of Okawaru. I tried Demigod, but Demigod wasn't really going in my favor. So I decided to switch to Human, and this is the first game with Human, and it's going so much better than with Demigod. I thought Demigod was going to be good, because this version is a good version for the purposes of having Dexterity, but it was not the case. It really, really wasn't the case. But Human is going fine. may have something to do with the fact that I went from starting weapon to greatsword, +3 greatsword, to +9 triple sword, and we're at that point, which is a pretty good point to be in. Mm, anyway, how did your stream go, Torinsky? I hope that you had a good stream. Were you playing some crawl? You will finally get to see 0.29. I hope that you enjoy Meteoran. They're pretty difficult, Meteoran. They force you to play in a completely different playstyle because of the turn count limitations. Mm. How has my tournament been so far? 1-2 characters, killed like 6, so not very well. White Draconian. Should be able to kill that White Draconian, but just for safety I'm gonna Hero Finesse it, because I can. Curare? I tried to Curare, it didn't really work. I'm gonna throw some jabs. I think I'm just better off just stabbing it. Are we done? Is that all that I have to fight against? Demon Blade of Freezing would have been a fantastic thing to find earlier. Not anymore. Okay, this place had a bunch of items that theoretically could be good, in practice not really that interesting or appealing to my character. But it's fine because I didn't really spend any consumables. Tower Shield of Cold Resistance and Demon Blade, and a weapon that. But I'm not gonna do it. Like I'm just gonna carry it. There's definitely an alternate reality when it comes to this character where I would have stuck to one-handers and I would have been extremely happy to find this Tower Shield and the Demon Blade. But yeah, it's not this character. Since I'm playing stable for once, since it's a tournament, I can get the seeds, which I noticed yesterday. So for the entirety of the tournament, I will be the runs that I put on YouTube will come accompanied by the seed for people to play it. Just taking inspiration from good old Torinsky in that regard. Hoping to play a bit before the week is over. Regardless, we'll be playing a decent bit over the long weekend. Looking forward to the new challenges. Can't decide if you want to start with a Necromancer or Dexterity melee build. Personally, like, I am biased. I am completely biased. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not. I don't like allies, so I just would recommend you to try the Dexterity builds. I must have some. I don't have any Identify. That blows my mind somewhat. I have so many potions to identify and I don't have Identify. That's unlucky. I'm gonna drink things until I find Attraction then. There we go. Yeah, I need Attraction to enter this level so I can kill these center, or yeah, these centers. I'm gonna Hero Finesse as well so I can kill them fast. So the duration of Attraction doesn't like completely run out. Attraction is pretty useful here as it's probably quite obvious. There's ridiculously large amounts of monsters making use of launchers. I have another one. I'm gonna use it since I'm very healthy, and I still have Hero Finesse. And the way that this is looking is, it seems to me that this is a pretty strong character, since this is widely regarded as one of the most difficult endings of Orc. Not the most difficult one. I think the most difficult one is the one with the demons and Pandemonium. And also, like, it's the most difficult, but not the most rewarding. It used to have guaranteed demon weapons, pretty much, since Demon Spawn always carried them. But now it doesn't, which is a pretty hefty nerf to it. This one has launchers, but like I'm not using launchers. Okawaru doesn't really care about launchers, but you can still go for launchers with Okawaru. It's not like he restricts you away from them. Didn't see any hand crossbows. I could go for an Arbalest, but I'm not going to. Demon Trident, not particularly interested. Books, also not particularly interested. Though I could grab the Manual of Short Blades to cross train, but like that's pretty dumb. In the cross train system is made in such a way that you would never get more value from cross training than from training the normal thing, just like directly. Also, another reason not to go for for a launcher is that I already have javelins, right? So I could just like stick to them, as I have been doing, to great success. Mm, Immolation. This guy has a Verdige. It's kind of spooky. I'm gonna re-teleport. That's fine. I don't have attacks of opportunity on the knight with the Verdige, so I was not afraid of it killing me. Mm, I cannot believe it, but like this version introduced a weakness to monsters with polearms. Like they cannot get attacks of opportunity on you since they have a polearm, and by extension they're never next to you to get an attack of opportunity. It's insane. +6 short bow. As if Okawaru was hearing me talking about the launchers, but nah. Um, I don't really get a lot out of the launcher, so I'm not going to. The shops were extremely underwhelming. They were so underwhelming that I was about to ask if I had already seen them. But like, yeah. So no shops worth anything this time around. Rather unfortunate. There's gotta be something in here, like a reason for me to have come here and not be incredibly disappointed. The plate of fire resistance is okay. It's only +0, so it's not that exciting, but nope, doesn't seem to be anything. It's fine. Oh, hold on. Rune Scarf. It's not better. Like, it's impossible for it to be better than a Cloak of Willpower. It's not gonna happen. These guys usually carry some pretty okay loot, however. Let's take a closer look at them. I don't see anything. Nothing in there that I am interested in. So that was Orc. Extremely disappointing Orc. Um, even more disappointing than usual, which is kinda hard to overcome. Let's go back to the dungeon. Easy troll to kill, D13. I got some slime creatures on D8, which were kinda spooky, but I was able to kill them one by one. And that got me a lot of Okawaru piety. In fact, I got to 6 pips of piety with Okawaru very early into Lair. Probably because of the slime creatures that I was able to kill. There's no way I'm not killing that guy, yeah. It would have been very strange if I wasn't able to kill a vampire with a +9 triple sword in melee. Been finding some high quality shields. Kite Shield of Protection, Tower Shield of Cold Resistance. My previous winning character, of course, ended up using a Tower Shield with 27 shields. That character was exquisite. It was such a good character. But this one is gonna go for the two-handed sword path of skilling. The Fire Giant is not as scary as you would think. I think that I can easily kill it. I have a bit of fire resistance equipped. I like them to line up in such a way that I can throw jabs at these guys. I hit the 2 of them. Went fine. Gonna have to throw a bit more jabs to the 4-headed Hydra. I can throw some boomerangs, actually. Boomerangs get the job done. Better close the door. Those guys are actually better than I am when it comes to ranged combat. But they don't stand a chance against me and my melee. Yeah, like my melee is something else. Alright. As I said, the Fire Giant was an easy kill. We find a Great Sword of Flaming. Goodbye, Great Sword of Electrocution. We're gonna be using that for Hydras if we need to. What branches did I get? Shoals and Spider. Haven't really been seeing a lot of Swamp. I don't know if I should consider that to be a blessing or a curse, but it's probably a bit of a curse considering how ridiculous shoals can be at times. I know for sure that I'm not going into shoals as my first branch today. That leaves a spider. Well, I guess it depends on how the character is looking by the time I have to make such a decision, which is very rapidly approaching. unfortunately. Dark Mole with Okawaru. Ooh, but I'm not going to. But like the dream is getting Dark Mole with Okawaru because that's like the only way for you to swing Dark Mole below 1.0 delay. And the damage that Dark Maul has is something else. It's not as high as the damage that you would get from like 27 unarmed combat Dragon form or Storm form, but it is still quite high. Probably the highest damage that you can get from like a normal weapon. Um, Lots of Randarts. Let's see if I can. Let's go through the route that gets me the most Randarts. I obviously am interested in the boots. I would get the boots and the amulet, so that already seems like a winner to me. Yeah, boots and the amulets. My amulet is plain regen, which is the best normal amulet, and I have plain boots, so that looks pretty good. What would I be fighting against? Lightning Spire, Raiju, um, Green Death, and 2 Orange Demons. Let me put on some poison resistance for these fellows. Oh, it's actually the other way around. I need to go through these first. Should I Hero Finesse or anything? Resistance? I don't have resistance. Oh, finally found some Scrolls of Identify. That's nice. Let me put them to use. I do have some resistance. Is it worth it to use resistance? I will use it if I drop like below 70 HP. I'm gonna hero just for safety. Yeah, I knew that it was not really much of a necessity. Ooh, nice. That amulet is just like straight upside compared to the amulet that I have. It is so much just a straight upside that I can drop the amulet of regen that I was carrying. Never to be picked up again. Let's go for round 2. Hero. Green Death just gets absolutely exploded. And we have Boots of Willpower. Beautiful. We are probably going to be sticking with those boots for the rest of the game. Boots of Willpower are a great find for my character. Let's take a look at what the Minotaur has to offer. Glaive, Chainmail of Fire Resistance might be a weapon or an armor upgrade for me. Shiny Steam Scales, also potential armor upgrade. Chainmail of Fire Resistance. No poison resistance, right? No, no poison resistance. So I can Curare it. Let's go Curare on the Minotaur. Close the door. Wait for the Minotaur to get to me. It is not Curare anymore. Like, I guess it's poison, but it's not slow. And the point of Curare is the slow. Hero? Give me my chainmail. Let's check for armor, actually. Maybe I have better chainmail in the floor. It's a shame that that crystal plate is so bad because I did get crystal plate. Oh, yeah, I did see that scarf, and I said to myself that there was no way for it to be better than a Cloak of Willpower. The Minotaur loot was underwhelming, but it's okay because I did get 2 very substantial upgrades. Now I have an amulet of regen and acrobat and fly and invisibility and negative stealth, but who cares about stealth? If anything, I should consider negative stealth to be an upside. Let me drop this. And let me try on the chainmail. 23.9. I'm okay with that. I haven't trained dodging, but after training armor, I'm gonna be training a lot of dodging. Gonna be training it to maybe 12 or so, and that will give me a substantial amount of dodging. Also, on the next stat level up, I will be taking strength for just a little bit of extra strength. I don't think I will want more than 17 or 18 strength. So maybe the need for leveling up strength will also be completely replaced by just finding an item that gives me a bit of extra strength without, or like a good item that also happens to give me just a little bit of extra strength. That would be nice. I would be very happy if I was to find such an item. Hello, Hydra. Say hello to my little great sword of flaming that I took off a fire giant. I wish I had found that fire giant before lure. It's a very rare combination of words to say, but I do wish I had found that fire giant before lure, because that would have made lure into a significantly less painful experience, since it was full of hydras for some reason. +5 falchion of death, speed. Well, it would have delivered death in the early game, but at this point it would deliver death to me. It would cause me to die, so the name is very flavorful if you think about it that way. Regardless, I'm not gonna pick that up. If only it was a great sword or a triple sword, it would be much more appealing, even at +5. Okay, very easy kill on Kirky. The humans become hostile if you're a worshipper of Okawaru. Pretty funny thing to see. Okay. We got 12 armor. Time for 12 dodging. And yeah, I'm very happy with the loot that we have with this character. The beginning was rough, but we are on a path towards victory very much. I feel confident with what this character is going through right now. It's looking good, looking good. Not only that, but I also have access to Okawaru, and I don't have to duel yet. I'm gonna be going into Spider most likely, and Spider is full of things that are very difficult to do, so there's that. I wonder why auto pickup on jewelry is weird. Like it picked up an amulet of acrobat while I am already using one. I don't get it. Man, this triple sword is something else. Like, even if it's Venom branded, which such a brand is not particularly favorable to a weapon as big as this one, right? I would definitely love to have a different brand, but it is still all right. Okay. Should I do this? Like, I am thinking of like point blank explosion on Agnes to kill her. I think that kills her. There's no way it doesn't kill her. Wow, it didn't kill her. I am going to blink away because like I would rather not play with fire. There we go. That was pretty scary. D15 Agnes, pretty spooky sight to see. But I was able to kill her. So Hero is giving me 4 evasion. 4 evasion and a teeny tiny bit of armor class. Not bad at all. +4 chainmail of light. I will keep my fire resistance over the flight. Like the fact that I have fire resistance. Fire resistance, poison resistance, and cold resistance. And 3 pips of willpower. The loot in this character looking pretty well. Looking pretty good. Is this Vault a reference to Rift Wizard? I don't think so. I'm just thinking about it because piece of some chessboard and some poison and physical monsters, but no, it would have more lightning if it was a reference to Rift Wizard. More lightning, more fire, and less poison because poison is not part of chaos in Rift Wizard. There's one thing that this character has been lacking, and that is evocations skill. I have 0 evocations skill because instead of training evocations, I decided to train throwing, and I do not regret going down that route. Throwing was just like the more sustainable alternative. I couldn't just walk around using consumables on all of the hydras that I ended up seeing in Lure, since Lure had a million of them. So yeah, but I am starting to get to the point where like I have enough tremor stones, and we're gonna find condenser bane and file of lots and other cool experience evocables, and I'm gonna want to use them, and then I'm gonna be underwhelmed that they're not performing how they normally would, since I don't have any training in the skill. So I probably should start thinking about that eventually. Also, of course, I need to get min delay on my triple sword. Min delay is 22. I have 1.0 delay right now, so it's not as much of an issue, but eventually I'll want 22. Not right now, however. Right now I want some dodging to take advantage of, my 27 dexterity. Time to go do spider. I hope that this doesn't kill me. My defenses right now are not great, but the more the game progresses, the better they're gonna get. Yeah. 2412 is respectable. Not good, but respectable. And since I have Acrobat, it sometimes goes up to 2427, which is pretty nice for the purposes of running away. Acrobat was buffed quite severely by the introduction of attacks of opportunity. Like, Acrobat now has a use case, a very real use case, thanks to attacks of opportunity. It's not only useful against monsters that are faster than you anymore. It's useful against pretty much everything now. So the spider one, Ghost Moth almost killed me. That went very poorly, but I did end up winning without having to use consumables. Did I even use hero? If I didn't use hero, I should have used hero against the Ghost Moth. I don't think I did. Probably should have used hero finesse against the Ghost Moth. No reason not to be as paranoid of it as possible, since after all, it is a very powerful monster for this point in the game. I'm sure if I could have seen it, it would have appeared as an extremely dangerous monster. About to level up to 17, but a human doesn't get stat level ups until 21. I'm no longer playing a demigod, so it's gonna take me a while to get those 2 points of strength that I want, because my next level up wants to be put towards strength. I want to put it towards the strength so that I can wear I think putting it into strength will give me a sizable amount of evasion. But who knows? Maybe by the time I get to experience level 21, I already have an item that gives me a teeny tiny bit of evasion, so I won't have to worry too much about that. We shall see what we end up getting. So far, Spider hasn't been as awful as it could be, probably due to the fact that I have some pretty good damage output. I will walk away from Asterion. What do you have apart from that? Scale Mail and Shield. Okay. Gonna Hero Finesse. Gonna respect Okawaru. Or I'm gonna respect Asterion. There we go. Goodbye, Asterion. Another Ghost Moth. That's the second one that we have seen in Spider one. Pretty nasty. This one I'm also gonna respect. I'm gonna hero. I don't feel like I need to finesse it, but I'm gonna hero it. It drains me of a little bit of extra strength, which is rough. Another one. That's the third one. Insane. But I'm not having issues killing them. Oh, they came from here, 100%. Hat of Flight, -2 gloves, -2. Wow, okay. I don't understand that. I don't get it. Why place -2 robes? Yeah, I really don't understand that. I guess it's just to disappoint the player. Like you are like, oh, I killed 3 ghost mods in Spider 1, so this must be my reward, and then you see -2 robes. Disappointing. Not much to do about it, however. Unfortunately, I am not in dire need of loot upgrades. For the point in the game that I'm in, my loot is, it's not the best, but it is pretty good. It is pretty respectable, alright? But yeah, now if I get to Depths 5 with the same loadout, that would be bad. But it's probably not gonna happen. Or I guess Depths 4. There's no more Depths 5. Melee with Distortion. It's not you, right? Are you standing on the poison? Leaning towards drinking attraction, or I would if I had it. Let me guess. The auto pickup for attraction is turned off. I don't know how to make it in my RC file so that it is picked up. Yeah, I do have some, so if I die here because I don't have attraction, that would be lame. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be lame. Let's go upstairs, because apparently I got hit pretty hard. I thought that I was standing on the upstairs, but I was standing on the downstairs. But it's fine. It's not an issue. I think I can drink a bit more curing. After all, I do have a ton of them. Might as well cash in a couple of them to get the effects of Potion of Heal Wounds, because I am rather low on HP for that fight. That went fine. Longbow freezing. Not particularly interested. My evasion is slowly but steadily going up. If I replace my current ring mail with something like Fire Dragon scales or so, it's gonna go up quite substantially. It's gonna be very noticeable. In fact, like I could just replace my current armor with scale mail, and you would see it go up quite a bit. My 15 strength is being a huge limitation in um, in the amount of evasion that I have. Okay, so what do we train for? Thinking invocations to 13, so I have access to duel, to consistent dueling, because we're getting to the point in the game where we will need that. I'm going to enchant this greatsword. Am I? No, I'm not going to. If I'm going to enchant a weapon, I will enchant the +4 greatsword that I left on the floor. And I'm also going to rebrand that, hoping for BAMP, as I mentioned earlier. After all, I do already have a +9 triple sword that will... It is as effective here as it will be in SOT. Well, if we're completely honest, it is slightly more effective here due to the fact that it has Venom Brand, and things here are mostly weak to Venom, so they usually die from the damage, because they also don't have that much HP, but if they don't die from the damage, they die from the poison real quick. Let me attend to something. Okay. This is not looking that great because I'm at rather low amounts of HP. Like, I was just thinking if I get hit there, I would probably need to go into panic mode, but fortunately I ended up not having to do that. Crystal Plate again. The second one that we have seen with this character. No Pearl Scales, however. Something interesting that happened to me in the tournament is that I got Pearl Scales in 2 games in a row, and I did use Pearl Scales in one of those 2 games, which is like the most surprising thing. I normally don't use Pearl Scales whenever I get them, but it was the perfect armor for the character where I got them. The second character that had them, it was not the perfect armor, and by extension I ended up not using them. But I did use them for a bit, for just a bit. I used them for creep, since they give you resistance to negative. And they were useful for that purpose. I did manage to get to 3 pips of resistance to negative there. This could be spooky. This could be quite spooky indeed. Don't do that again. Thank you. Melee are extremely vile monsters. Normally, their high evasion makes them even more dangerous than this time. But I have a fully enchanted weapon and I have 27 dexterity, so it was more than enough to actually be able to hit them. Mm, Damage rating 51 hasn't really gone up that much, but I still don't have min delay and I also have very low amounts of fighting skill, so there's still room for increase when it comes to the damage rating of that weapon. Mm, Ouch. Big poison. Also, I am in line of sight of a ghost moth. I should read teleport. But before that, I'm gonna drink curing to get rid of the big poison. Teleport. Curing. Oh! That was unexpected. But sure, give me that. I'm not gonna say no to them. In fact, I might try them on. 2618. Um, a clove. That is a nice find. Yeah, I found a clove. I cannot believe that I just found a clove. Um, this is okay. I do wish I had the fire resistance, but it's gonna be fine. I think that for non-sought parts of the game, I can probably replace the ring of poison resistance with a ring of fire resistance, and just roll around with the pearl scales unless I find something better. Um, so this is the third game. Well, I hope that I win this. If I win this, this will be the third game in the tournament that I win where I found pearl scales, which would be extremely strange. Yeah, pearl scales. And all three characters have used pearl scales at some point. For this one, is it's actually an upgrade. I don't know if you noticed, but like if I use hero, I have 29 armor class and 23 evasion with my current loadout. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing, a pretty good sight to see. Of course, without hero, I have 26-18 defenses, which are still quite good, especially taking into account the ridiculous damage output that I have. Mm, yeah, that's enough invocations. I was gonna get 13, but 12 is gonna get the job done. And I do want to get min delay on this. After that, I would like to get more fighting. Mm, yeah, running around with 131 HP is kind of worrisome. I feel like I'm constantly getting into situations where it very, very quickly drops below 3 digits, and then I start to get nervous. Okay, this guy needs to. Yeah, I probably should have Hero Finesse versus the Emperor Scorpion in the first place. Gotta respect them. They can very easily spiral out of control. Really wish I had some evocations, not gonna lie. Fear? I'm gonna fear here. Things got a bit out of control there. Gonna reposition into a better spot for fighting all of those guys. Okay, pretty good. You know, I don't think Ru is OP, but Ru is OP. I don't think or rather, the way my sorry, I just have like a lot of thoughts about that statement, and like I am struggling a bit to put them in order. I think Ru is OP, but I also think that Ru is a god that like really goes against the things that I want to do in the game. I don't like inflicting horrible bad mutations that stick with me for the rest of the game. I like blowing things up, but guess what? I can blow things up without being a Rue worshipper, and being a Rue worshipper entails pretty bad sacrifices that I don't like. So yeah, I just blow things up without being a Rue worshipper. It would be nice to teleport. Yeah, got grabbed there. It was a pretty bad position to be in. So I just decided to teleport. Everyone is berserking. I hope that I don't die here. I hope that I'm not forced to teleport at all. Another ghost moth. That's a ghost moth. Oof. Lots of ghost moths to be seen here. Should I teleport? Maybe. I mean, I think the spiders that are standing on the poison clouds are doomed to die whether I stay here or not. And by staying here, I just give them the chance to kill me. Oh man. I mean, it's not as bad as it would be with a different character, but I wish I was not Berserk because of this. Yeah, because of this. I would be able to blink and heal if I had not been Berserk by that. I might come off the Berserk and be deadly poison, so yeah. Regardless, I'm gonna cure that. Do I have Ambrosia? I do. Let's drink one. I'm glad that I read the teleport. If I had not done that, I would have died. I think that you should be able to rest off the health status effect from a net or from a web. I guess you should also be able to rest it off from a net. No, you shouldn't be actively moving to get rid of it. If you're resting while held, you should be able to just lose the status effect. Is what I'm trying to say. Because in that situation, I was resting to regen my HP, where the optimal thing to do was to just move to break off the net or to break off the web and then rest. But I didn't do that. It would have achieved the same end result. So I just like did the slightly suboptimal thing, and I was still held when I encountered my next monster. So yeah, that's why I say that like if you rest while held, it should like get rid of it. Oh, once again we're getting ridiculous with the berserkers. I see. This would be a good time for Tin of Tremor Stones, but I am not going to Tin of Tremor Stones. I could reasonably stop training for long blades right now and just like hero every time that I needed full power long blades. And I think I'm gonna do that for a while because I am starting to get really worried about my HP. Let's go to 18 fighting. I wish I had experience for evocations. Yeah. Humans get like I know that every aptitude is 0, but like I feel like I'm missing a bit here. Or you know what it is? It's that I am using a two-handed weapon that is like a huge experience sink. But I think it's fine as well. Should I teleport away? I probably should. I probably should teleport. This time I don't have the Moth of Rat next to me, so it's not gonna circ me. I can blink away if I really need to. I'm gonna drink a heal wounds. Okay. Scroll of Poison would be great here. Since I don't have it, let's use Fear. I don't like this. I'm gonna re-teleport again. I can duel the one of the two Broth Mothers, but I am teleporting, so I'm just gonna wait for that to happen. Okay, there we go. Finally dropped in a good spot. Spider 4, am I right? Spider 4. Usually, like, the mid-game is really the most difficult and worst part of the game. It is probably one of the parts of the game that I enjoy the least since it's usually full of things that I consider to be rather unreasonable. Another Ghost Moth. Yeah. Constantly being in fights without being able to rest to full HP is something that I consider to be unreasonable. Crawl fights are not really designed to be taken at half HP, especially like considering how volatile they are. You just like need to give yourself the best chance to survive them. Gonna switch to my jabs, silver jabs for the Emperor Scorpion. Man, this is like when I am using Hero Finesse, I feel like the most powerful character in existence. But I know that it's just like a temporary buff from Okawaru. Okawaru is a great god. The Boots of Okawaru's Vengeance, pretty funny. They're not better than the boots of willpower that I have, so I won't be picking them up. But the 3 dexterity is definitely appreciated. They would be significantly better than +0 boots, and definitely better than +2 boots, but not by that much. I would still use them over +2 boots, but over boots of willpower, nah. Boots of willpower are just something else. Okay, we got the rune after fighting all of that ridiculousness. Now that I have the rune, I can just like reasonably escape here and never turn back. Considering the great difficulty that sometimes emerges from just being here and stumbling into 17 different spiders at the same time, maybe I should leave. That reminded me of that time where I played Tiles for the first time, and I had Spider, and spiders messed me up a bit. Like, yeah, I had a bit of an issue with spiders when I was younger, and that like definitely reminded me of those times. Part of the perk of being a console player is that I don't have to deal with that, definitely. But the game does offer a lot of extra clarity that I like in console over tiles. I managed to win that, and as of right now, I might be the only person who has a 100% win rate on tiles. But I'm not really looking forward to playing tiles again ever. Anyway, that's it for Spider. I am free to bail from this place and go to Bolts. Go Bolts 0. I don't think Bolts is gonna be difficult. I should be wary of monsters that are my teeth, as always. But other than that, I should be fine. Ring of Fire instead of Ring of Poison Resistance. Resistance is looking alright. Defense is looking a bit on the weaker side of things. But they're gonna get better the more the game progresses, once again. When I'm done training fighting for HP, I'm gonna be training swords for min delay, and after that, probably defenses, armor, and dodging. I want to get to the point where the Baraki was early, or like the other day, where like I was I was able to just like turn on armor, dodging, and shields and fighting, and just like leave that screen alone for pretty much the rest of the game, or at least until I maxed, or until I decided that I wanted 27 shields for the shield title. It had been a while since I had gotten the shield title. Okay, convokers are just chain convoking, which is not particularly good. But I have this corridor right here, which I can take advantage of by throwing jabs. The good old jab on the corridor strategy. Make monsters line themselves up with the corridor, and then just throw jabs, and then the monsters die. +5 Morningstar of protection. I'm using swords, Okawaru. I have 15 strength and 27 dexterity. I don't really need any more maces because I'm not really using them. Maybe I should hero finesse these. Getting a lot of relatively high level monsters. I wonder if there's like a nasty bolt in here or something. There must be, right? I might be fighting the entirety of the level, and I run out of jabs. Well, not really. I still have 2 silver jabs. Now I am out of jabs. It's a good thing that I have willpower, so I don't have to fear the sphinxes. The 2 pips of willpower that I have right now also make me extremely likely to resist getting marked by bolt sentinels, which is also a rather nice upside of having pretty good willpower for this point in the game. Next time I see a bolt sentinel, I would like to inspect it and see how much of a chance it has to hex me. Or to mark me. It's not really a hex, it's just like a very brutal status effect that the game can sometimes inflict on you. Bolt Sentinel. 11% chance. It will still happen at least once. I'm 100% sure that it will happen at least once. But there's a difference in between like having it happen once throughout my whole stale on bolts and having it happen every time that I see a Bolt Sentinel, which is an experience that I am unfortunately too familiar with. I definitely don't like it when those guys are so scary. Magic mapping, my only one for the ability to find the Wizlav. I am not that far away from it, fortunately enough. Hero Fitness. Yep. Better played safe than die versus Bolt Wardens. I don't want it to spontaneously be mighty and then hit me for like 60 damage or so. The best way to avoid that kind of thing is to just Hero Fitness on sight of a human band. Um, that will change eventually, but for now I think this is the safest thing to do. It's also not expensive to do, since I'm not using Hero Fitness on every fight. I'm only using them on fights that I truly need to use them on. I was about to get out accidentally. This place has some cloaks, so hopefully Cloak of Starlight. Is it better than my current cloak? No, no, it's not. Willpower is just like a property that I value quite highly. So if the item that I am replacing it with doesn't provide me willpower, I will have willpower from something else. Unless, and if I don't have willpower from something else, it's very difficult for me to put that on. Cloak of Starlight is also an item. Like, Cloak of Starlight used to have some really strong resistances. I think it used to have resistance to electricity and cold resistance, and I loved it when it had those. But now that it doesn't have that, now it has a little bit of evasion, I think, and a property that no one like cares about, the Dazzle property, I think. Yeah, those are not interesting to me. Cloak of Starlight. 4 evasion and minus a stealth. Yeah, no. It's not what it used to be. It's weaker. I think that alternative properties, rare properties to have on Brandards should be powerful. And I don't think the Dazzle property is particularly interesting. Maybe if you want a staff, but like, who really wants to staff? Tentacle monstrosity. I'm gonna use hero. I use hero for the tentacle monstrosity. Okay, I don't think it was that necessary to use hero for the tentacle monstrosity, but once again, better safe than death. Gave me back some piety, so whatever. Lich, kind of spooky, but perfectly killable. It's not an ancient lich or anything. There's some Wizlavs that can place ancient liches, so I think this one is probably one of the weaker ones. This Wizlav. It is probably one of the best ones, actually, since it has monsters that are not unreasonably difficult and dangerous, and it also has some pretty good rewards. That Bogart is super annoying. I think there's multiples. Oh no, it's not multiple Bogarts. It was a world binder that I was ignoring. I thought that it had been summoned by the Bogart, but probably should have been paying a bit more attention. Anyway, we were able to beat it without really using any consumables, so whatever. Getting banished from the melee from those guys would be annoying. Yeah, I have fire resistance. I should inspect the red ugly things because I feel like they have been dealing quite a bit of damage to me today. Okay, we finally got to this point. I have jabs for the sole purpose of getting rid of the Eldritch Tentacle. Pretty good for the Eldritch Tentacle. With a roar, the tentacle is hauled back through the portal. continue throwing jabs at the obsidian statue. At some point, I should maybe get min delay on the jabs, but it's not as much of a priority as the other things that I've been training for. Don't care about that Ring of Flight. I think I do want to pick up the Cloak of Starlight. This is better than the Cloak of Starlight. It has cold resistance, which may be interesting to me. I am gonna drop the silver boomerang can go away. So yeah, this place gives you cloaks because it's the roulette of Golubria. And there used to be a Shroud of Golubria spell, which, I mean, cloaks are shrouds. At least that was the rationale behind the fact that this place gives you those items. Kinda fails a bit now that there's no more Shroud of Golubria, but it doesn't really matter. I am still happy that the place still gives you some pretty okay loot in the form of those cloaks. Yeah, taking a bit of a look at my fighting since I know it's gonna take a bit to get going, and that's a weapon. We could reasonably use this for the rest of the game. This kind of situation is the reason why I was like hoarding shields. You never know when you're gonna get the option to just go for it and use a one-hander. I already have min delay on it. Let's take a look at the damage. 44 versus 55. The damage decrease is not that impactful, but the downside comes from the fact that I would be forced to train for a shield, and I don't know if I really want to train for a shield. I think I'm not done. There's still some transporters that I haven't checked. Yeah, I want to check all the rooms to see if there's like some loot that I may be missing. Man, I'm not a fan of Roulette of Golubria. This is funny, but only in small quantities. Once it gets like this, where you have a bit of a hard time finding where you want to go. But I think I already checked everything. I'm just wondering because there's like some sections that I see some ground on and they're not really accessible. Whatever, I'm just gonna try to get out now. Okay, I have found the exit. Before I leave, just one last check. Okay, let's leave now. There's no guarantee that I'll do the double sword thing, but I am really thinking about it. If I get like a good kite shield, I would probably do it. A kite shield that compensates for the it's not even a loss of cold resistance. Pain brand is not that great. Yeah, definitely not great. Wouldn't really do anything in SOT. But the same goes for the triple sword. Or like for the Venom brand. The triple sword will definitely kill a lot of things in SOT. Brand or no brand. Okay, that was kind of spooky, but I did end up winning. And then immediately after that, I get some more monsters. Pretty rough. Is it too much to ask for to be able to rest to full HP? Getting interrupted while resting is pretty bad. I do have regen, however, so this repositioning got me quite a bit of HP back up to the point where I was able to, actually fight. Convoker convoked. Thinking about immolation, I'm gonna go for it. I have jabs that I can use to trigger the immolation. pretty good. 17 fighting, getting pretty close to my goal of 18. I have a pretty sizable amount of HP now. Not as much as I would like to have, but pretty respectable. Yeah, wanting more HP than what I currently have would be, it's like kind of a symptom of having played a bit too many ogres and being used to having 200 HP by the time you enter a room branch. Okay. I was not counting on getting trapped on a room with 3 bold wardens, so I am going to proceed to run for my life. Because I can, by using a teleport. What game is this? This is Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, a free open source game that you can submit contributions to if you happen to know how to code and have like cool ideas for the game. People make tiles for the game, like recently a new developer was introduced that pretty much only makes tiles. And there's like that's pretty much where the Stone Soup part of the name comes from. Everyone contributes a little bit of something to the game. Is it a multiplayer tournament? Well, there is like the game is a single player game, but the tournament is like obviously there's a lot of people involved. You can see my tournament page right here. And like you can browse around in that website to see how like other people are doing in the tournament and that kind of thing. So the ASCII stuff on the bottom right is the actual game, or is it or the left one? You can play on tiles, but I play console. I have always played console since I started playing this 11 years ago. So you want to see how I do it, there it is, in case you want to look at that clip. It is a rather common question, though not in the way that you worded it. But yeah, some people sometimes ask about that. Can I? Oh, I can duel the Convoker. That's nice. That prevents it from convoking people. Oh, I can. These are not even considered to be like monsters now. There used to be like a lot of spectators. Okay. Yeah, follower of Okawaru granted the honor of spectating a duel to the death. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me rest to full HP because I can. Yep. Nice thing about Okawaru duel is that it gives you a bit of time to rest after you're done. You found ironbound frost hearts in an ice cave and ice dragons. Was it a hard ice cave or a normal ice cave? I think that ice cave where you found that frost heart on used to place shard strikes if it was a hard one. Any runes yet? Yes, I have spider rune. I have the gossamer rune. It's the first one that I have picked. That's what allowed me to go into bolts. So I did say that after this I wanted evocations. It was the thing that I said. I don't remember in which order I said the things. I think I'm gonna be training armor and dodging. No, I'm gonna be training evocations. I cannot get to depths or further into the game without having at least like 12 evocations. Especially having Tin of Tremorstones. I have had it for forever, but I just haven't been able to properly divert experience towards it. I feel kind of guilty over that. Procedurally generated, yes. The way like it's complicated because like some layouts, like for example this layout is kinda handmade, like some parts of it, like for example this is a bolt, someone designed this by hand, but the way that things are placed is not determined. It's like random sections of things that people generated are placed. But these are the levels of the bolts. Like for example, we can go to the dungeon, and I'm gonna scroll through the dungeon real quick. And like this is just like random generation that is like meant to create like rooms and corridors, classic roguelike things. This is a more open level with some very lame corridors that don't really serve the function of a corridor because they're 2 tiles wide instead of 1 tile wide, and like the rare 1 tile wide corridor in this level. And yeah, the layouts vary quite a bit in the dungeon at the very least. In the depths, there's usually mostly open layouts because the depths are kinda supposed to be a very late game area that I still don't have access to, but we'll see later today. Um, Unless I die, but I don't think I'm gonna die with the character as it is right now. Like it's in a pretty robust position, and we already survived what's usually the part of the game that kills me. So I feel rather confident that I am going to win this. But anyway, back to bolts. Bolts is supposed to be like I can actually show you. The game offers very comprehensive um, information and documentation in game, so you don't have to look up anything in like a wiki or something. Bolts. Possibly constructed by some powerful madman, the bolts are said to be home to great treasures. The blood spattered liberally around the entrance suggests that there is a certain amount of violence too. This branch can only be entered while carrying at least one rune of Sot. So yeah, in order to enter bolts, you need to go do other parts of the game, which are usually the parts of the game that killed me. But this time we survived. We survived spiders, so we have a rune, and the bolts shouldn't really be that difficult. What part normally kills me? Yeah, the rune branches in Lure are usually what gets me killed. If I don't die in the early game, I have a decent chance of dying there, and then if I don't die there, I have a pretty good chance of winning the game. This guy is nasty. I don't have attraction. Should go pick those up. Right now, they would be really useful for dealing with that Thunderhook. Thunderhooks have a little thing where if they're far away from you, they can hit you with a 3 dice of 26 called down lightning attack, which doesn't shoot a beam, but it can be dodged. But yeah, like it can shoot it through monsters, like from behind monsters, which is really nasty. And it's like obscenely high amounts of damage, so you usually want to make it so that it cannot attack you with it. Because if you're in a position where it can attack you with it, bad things happen. You cannot just run at it. Um, Dread Pirate Kill, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And yeah, it was Ram. Um, I like Guilty Gear as well. As branches have gotten a lot harder, you feel. Yeah, they are pretty difficult now. In my opinion, the most difficult part of the game. Even more difficult than the early game. Mm, because in the early game you die because you don't have like resources or just like by getting unlucky. But in the mid game, in the lower branches, you die even though you have all the resources in the world. Annoying. Oh, I killed it. I killed the unseen horror. There we go. Got my potions of attraction. Back to bolts we go. Those are pretty good for countering thunder hooks and other monsters with like powerful ranged attacks, such as this warlord. But in that particular situation, I didn't really need to do that to the warlord. These guys are mighty, so like that immediately made me respect them much more, and so I hero finessed. Because like they were next to me, attacks of opportunity, cannot really run away from them, so I just had to fight them. Hero Finesse is very cheap for the amount of power that it provides you with. Okawaru is just like in a pretty good position for yet another version. Those are some real boots. You know, I said that it was gonna be very difficult to upgrade from the boots that I have. This is absolutely an upgrade. Um, yeah, really, really good boots. I do lose one pip of willpower that I would like to, compensate for it. Willpower. I unfortunately don't have rings of willpower, but I'm looking forward to finding one. I will replace my ring of fire resistance with a ring of willpower, so I have two sources of willpower, and yeah, like the rest of my resistances are pretty good. We got resistance to electricity from those boots, so I don't have to worry about thunder hooks that much. They no longer have ridiculously large damage output as they used to before I got that. A bunch of books. I'm not really a spellcaster. I'm gonna leave them alone. Mm. You're also finding green draconians in swamp. Is that normal? The green draconian in swamp, I don't think there's gonna be many. I think you're gonna see one, or maybe two. But yeah, and they're probably only in Swamp 4, right? Or like in some Swamp Vault, but they're not part of the normal monster generation in there. Mm. Some three, some bolt. Yeah. I hope that you at least got a good cloak out of dealing with them. 8% chance to banish me with one source of willpower. You know what? It's fine. But I'm also experience level 20, so like at this point I have enough natural willpower to be able to resist those guys. Plus 7 quarterstaff. Very expensive for a quarterstaff. I know that it is because of the enchantment, but still. I don't care about any of those things. My triple sword is one of the greatest things that I could have. Mm, Man, at this point, tabbing and seeing 1.0 delay is like actually making me slightly worried. But I'm gonna continue with this. Next level up, I should not make the mistake of leveling up something that's not strength. Hmm. Or like, do I care about strength? Probably not actually, because like if I'm gonna be sticking with the pearl scales have an encumbrance rating of 11, and I have 16 strength, so I probably can just stick with them. I would need to enchant them, but like, what I was hoping for was the storm scales for the resistance to electricity, and I already got that, so I don't need them. In that case, I could just enchant them. In fact, I could do it right now. Enchant armor. I only have one, so yeah, that's where my hopes and ambitions of highly enchanting armor end. Because this is rather late into the game, so it's unlikely that I'll see more. This War Gargoyle got extremely nasty. He just decided to hit me real hard for no reason. Very rude, very rude. Probably should have Hero finessed it, but I didn't think that it was gonna be that nasty. Oh, I see something. Crude ringmail and glowing cloak. Ringmail of willpower, 7 strength. Yeah, would have been good earlier on. At this point, yeah, it's a bit too late for ringmail, especially having pearl scales. I'm probably not gonna be sticking with the pearl scales. I probably have to rely on finding some artifact that is highly enchanted so that I can have some semblance of high amounts of armor class. Otherwise, I think that there's a good chance that I would be picking at under 30 armor class. Mm. Ooh, enormous slime creature. Those ones can get quite nasty. Fortunately, it doesn't hit me. I just kill it easily. So, random name. If you find what you're seeing interesting, you can play it for free. You just have to go to crawl.kelby.net. I think that's the oh .org. Hold on, let me put it on the chat if anyone is interested. Green slime so scary. Yeah, I was ready to blink away the moment that it hit me, but fortunately there was no need. Yeah, like if it's next to you, it's already too late to run away because of the existence of attacks of opportunity. But that's gonna be changing for the next version. I'm very glad for that because I am not that much of a fan of attacks of opportunity. Never been. I'm glad that I was able to get this character off the floor, but it did take me multiple attempts. It was a good idea to start the stream earlier today. I like to finish characters in one sitting during the tournament. Normally, when I am not playing the tournament, or like when there's no tournament, I just like leave them there. I try not to leave them over the weekend, but I do leave them there. But during the tournament, I want to end them quickly. I want to end them in one sitting so that I can jump in for my next stream, for my next character. Getting in as many characters as possible. After all, the tournament has a 2-week time limit, in case you don't know. So it's like pretty much all the characters that you can get in 2 weeks. I try to limit myself. I don't play like non-stop for the entirety of the tournament, even though I reasonably could, because like burnout. Too much of something can lead you to ruin that thing for yourself, and I don't want to ruin crawl for myself that much. I have plus imp. I do have plus imp. Why do you ask? I have evoke invisibility. Also, hello Inon. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I'm marked. I'm gonna hero finesse this because if you're marked, your HP is a more valuable resource that should be preserved because you never know when a lich is gonna appear at the edge of the screen and then proceed to halve your HP with a crystal spear, or make your HP zero if your HP is already low enough. Bad success rates. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really been training evocations though. It's going high. It took me quite a while to finally start training evocations, but I finally did. Okawaru grants you throwing weapons. I got a javelin. One javelin. Throwing weapons, alright? Sure, throwing weapons. Should I use immolation? This feels like an immolation moment. I have 2 pips of fire resistance, so the explosions are not gonna deal that much damage to me. I get my 12 evocations. Okay, now armor dodging, or min delay. I am going to get my min delay on long blades. Like, I really need it, or rather, I don't really need it, but like I want it. I don't want to hero finesse every time just to have min delay. I want to hero finesse so that I have the damage increase that comes from having 27 long blades. That's nice. That's cool. Glad that I had 2 pips of fire resistance. Otherwise, that would have dealt quite a lot of damage to me. I got 1 silver jab and 1 normal jab. Should probably put the boomerangs on the quiver so I can actually, use them more. Haven't really been using my jabs and boomerangs, but I have access to them, so might as well put them to use. Might be helpful in this branch, but I'm not struggling. Yeah, like, I have a +9 triple sword. It's very hard to struggle when you have that. Cloak of Preservation. Cannot sacrifice it, especially, like, cannot replace my Cloak of Willpower with Cloak of Preservation, even though Cloak of Preservation is like a reasonably interesting item for me to use. Maybe later. Globes of Strength. Hold on, let's take a look at my globes. They're trash. Okay, I can wear Globes of Strength, all right. Those are pretty good in case I find like Randart Plate or so. Yeah, I think on my next level up, I'm gonna get Dexterity instead of getting Strength, just because of these Gloves of Strength. My end goal with this character is still wearing something that's lighter than plate. So right now, the pearl scales that I have are really good, but like I'm never gonna be able to fully enchant them. It's just the nature of the game. I didn't find enough scrolls of enchant armor, so Dexterity it is. Wow, 16 corrosion, and I'm still able to hit things so hard, despite the 16 corrosion. That's wonderful. The power of a triple sword. Damage rating 58. I also got a double sword of pain, but I don't think I'm gonna be going for it, because if I do try to use it, I need to get a shield, right? Because like, why would you use a one-handed weapon without a shield, right? And using a shield would be good, of course, but I don't think I want to. I was hoping that the Tin of Tremor Stones was gonna get rid of that floating brain, because it summoned some really, really nasty and tanky monsters. And fortunately, it did end up happening. Marked. Better leave the level. I can afford to do it. Oh, I'm still marked. Hold on. I have a lot of regen. I hadn't noticed, but I have a lot of regen. You know what's happening? This has regen. These boots are incredibly good. I am astonished at how good these boots are. Like, the fact that they are +0 doesn't even matter. They have regen, they have resistance to electricity, and resistance to fire. It's 3 valuable properties and something that normally won't provide me with any of them. So, very, very high value item. Amazing boots. Really, really good boots indeed. I think the very first thing that Okawaru gave me when it came to, gear was a triple sword. So at that point I was already satisfied. But Okawaru also provided me with these boots. And also I think the boots of willpower. No, I think I got them off the gauntlet. I can always check if I inspect them. You found it in a gauntlet. Alright. Bug joggers. Yeah. Lack of resistance to electricity is a common death for you. Yeah, no resistance to electricity in this part of the game can get really nasty thanks to the Thunderhawks. Not a fan of the existence of Thunderhawks as a whole. I miss the times when Thunderhawks hit you for 3 dice of 18 instead of 3 dice of 26. We're done with bolts. We're done with bolts. We're done with bolts. Should I do? I think I can probably do crypt. Not immediately, but like I can do a bit of the rest of the game. I have a great sort of holy wrath that Okawaru provided me with, so I can just switch to that and just like press tab on crypt for a bit of extra experience and stuff later on. Yeah, I think it's time for shoals. I could also do slime, but probably not. I would like to have a bit of extra consumables for slime. I could also do elf. Elf is looking more reasonable. Let's take a look at something important for elf. Sorcerer. 11% chance to banish. I can do elf. I'm gonna go do elf. I have no resistance to corrosion. I have I have a ring of resistance to corrosion. So for slime, I would just take off the ring of fire resistance and replace it for a ring of resistance to corrosion. Talking about that, I should probably put on this ring of resistance to, or like evasion, instead of the resistance to corrosion. 27-24 defenses with a triple sword. May not be at min delay, but it is still a triple sword regardless. This is great. I am surprised. This is so good. What if I switch to using this? Yeah, like, does that decrease my damage a lot? 51 versus 58. But, like, look at it. Resistance to cold, resistance to electricity, resistance to poison. I didn't have resistance to poison. And like I also took off my cold the cold resistance came from my weapon, so yeah, like it is a bit of a downgrade in the damage output department, but it also has a spectral, which will deal way more damage than the poison. I mean, triple sword of poison is kind of nonsensical if you think about it, because such a big weapon doesn't really take advantage of the poison brand, because you're still gonna kill things in 2 attacks regardless. Yeah, I am not particularly that much of a fan of Spectral, especially later in the game, because I feel like it just increases the amount of damage that you're gonna take, and also like reduces the amount of positions where like you can fight. Like if you're using a Spectral weapon, you cannot really fight in corridors, because if you're fighting in a corridor, it's like you're not using a branded weapon. So I don't think I'm gonna be using it for the rest of the game, but I will be using this for a while. It's a pretty good weapon regardless. Mark Trap. It's okay. It should be okay. Not particularly threatened in this position. Magical Scroll Boutique. That's nice because I hadn't really gotten a reason to spend money for the entirety of the game. I can just buy everything except for the Scroll of Summoning, because that's completely worthless to my character. Invisible monster. Wonder what that was. Oh, I got paralyzed for a turn because air elemental. Those guys are nasty. And that one turn was enough for me to lose a ton of HP. 35. I would like to not be surrounded by elves, but I don't think there's much to do to fix that. I have 17 charges of digging. I can actually, yeah. I am so conditioned to not being able to use digging that being able to actually do that is like such a treat. Feels like the greatest thing ever. And yeah, a corridor, which means no spectral brand. Let's try to switch to the triple sword for just a teeny tiny bit. An advantage that the Greatsword currently has over the Triple Sword is the fact that it is faster to swing. So I am pretty much already at main delay with it. Probably should use Finesse as well. Been getting scratched quite a bit. This is not as resilient of a character as my previous one, that was just like running through situations like these without taking any damage whatsoever. But it is resilient enough to be able to fight two bands of elves at the same time and still emerge victorious, with a little bit of help from Okawaru, of course. Which I like. I like characters that can get away with doing these kind of things. Let me leave the level for safety. Oh, hold on. I don't want to disable auto pickup for magic mapping. I'm just used to having that appear for useless items, but magic mapping is most definitely not a useless item. Okay. I think I want to drop something. These boots. These boots are what I'm gonna drop. The mundane. Hello, Spindart. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. Have you been playing the tournament, Spindart? Just out of curiosity. The 0.29 tournament is ongoing. You might enjoy playing some of those launcher characters. They're really, really strong. Like that Spriggan of launchers that I played and that I put on YouTube the other day, that one was a real character. It was unfortunately a Spriggan, which means that you get hit twice and you die, but it was very powerful, alright. You can't play Trunk, really? Oh, but you don't have to play Trunk. It's so stable. Ah, but web tiles. I see. So no online for you? Isn't there a server on your part of the world? Sometimes I forget that. Like it's a bit of a nice perk that I am in Mexico and the servers are in the US. Like a sizable amount of them are in the US. Yeah, definitely quite nice to have that little bit of convenience. I wonder if no, I wouldn't have. I would have never found out about Crawl if it had not been for the fact that the NetHack online server was actually usable for me. Yeah. Doesn't have the mouse buttons. Mouse buttons. Yeah, like that's such an alien thought to me, because I've never touched my mouse when it comes to playing Crawl. Oh, Damian, thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I hope that life has been going well for you. I've been thinking about you for a while. I'll send you a message once I'm done with the stream to see if we can get something done in the near future. Yeah, good to see you around. We need to talk a bit. Haven't talked to you in a while. This plate was very close to being good, but it still has the same issue that pretty much all of my armor has, which is that it's +0 or like very lowly enchanted. I need to find like a +9, +10 chainmail. That would be ideal, or maybe not chainmail, but like something else, a higher quality of armor. Rendered pearl scales would be pretty great too, but like that's not gonna happen. Pearl scales are already rare enough as it is. Time to shoot some jabs. Yep, time to throw some jabs at these guys. That just like deleted them. Jabs are so powerful. I don't even have them at min delay and they're still shredding everything. Do I have any slaying, actually? No. No, I don't have any amount of slaying equipped. There was a character that I played today that had an item of slaying. Usually when I play multiple characters in the same streaming session, like the characters start to blend into each other. Manual of access, not interesting to my character. Ring of cold resistance and 4 armor class. That's pretty good. We've got silvers for orbs of fire. Yeah, we have a lot of silvers. So cold resistance and 4 armor class. I have 4 evasion and 6 dexterity. Maybe I'll think about this because this is a rather high value item. It's two interesting properties on a ring. So yeah, gonna keep it in mind. Gonna drink attraction here to pull the spellcasting elves towards me. Don't need the demonologist to stay in the back row casting summon greater demon ad nauseam. The plus 10 rapier Fiop. Pretty good rapier if I was into using rapiers. But I am not. I wish I had a bit of extra experience of Okoballs. Condenser Vein would be right now quite great. Scroll of Poison would also be pretty good. Am I even picking up Scrolls of Poison? Because maybe it's my RC file playing games on me again. I do have at least one Scroll of Poison in Elf 3. Come on. Like, I actually only have one in the entirety of the game. Would be quite useful right about now. Scroll of Poison fills every tile on the screen that's not occupied by a monster with Clouds of Poison. Human Blade, that's such a good title. I cannot not win the game with Human Blade. It's the first time that I've had that title ever. I'm just gonna collect all of the Swords titles now that Swords Dexterity is such a good playstyle. Human Blade. Sounds like something taken straight out of a circus. The Human Blade. Oh, Scroll of Poison. Yeah, I do want to pick that up. Time to drop something. I guess I'm gonna drop these. It's nice, but I'm gonna stick with my triple sword for now. Ooh. That's pretty okay. Pretty respectable. I don't like the weakness to cold, however. The fire property gives me fire resistance and weakness to cold. I was thinking about using this in Crypt because of the immunity to negative damage. But yeah, if I take it off, or like if I put it on, I wouldn't have cold resistance. And having cold resistance there is also pretty important. Alternatively, I would have to replace my other ring with poison resistance, which would mean a decrease in dexterity, which I'm not a fan of. So I guess I shall leave it on the floor. It's actually a very sizable decrease in dexterity. I have a ring of evasion, right? I guess I can drop it and use double ring of dexterity. Doesn't give me that much evasion, actually. It gives me only 2, but it increases my damage. So the increase in, or like the decrease in dexterity for the increase in damage is something that I can like take. It's not as much of an issue. Blade Master. Let's throw some boomerangs at it. More monsters are coming towards me, so might as well run away from him. Imagine being like a very powerful spellcaster and like training your whole life to have the strongest, most powerful conjuration magic, and then having a dude run around with some boomerangs and just like destroy you in two or three boomerang throws. Because that's what just happened to that Deep Elf demonology, or like that Deep Elf Annihilator got absolutely dumpster like that. Talking about that, this one might be here to enact revenge, since it is at full HP and I am at 111 HP. That could very easily evaporate if I get unlucky. Attraction? Maybe attraction. Like, I can see it backfiring. I can definitely see it backfiring, so kinda scary. Yep. 44 damage, Crystal Spear. I'm glad that I didn't drink attraction, because now I can escape. Okay, monsters are next to me. I don't have haste. I have 6 haste actually, but I don't have the need to. I'm gonna might, however. Ah, come on, dude. I have 30, 28 defenses. Yeah, that's just like crawl variance at play. 44, 43 damage from 2 crystal spears. Do I even have silence or something? Because if I had silence, I could just duel, then silence this guy. But I don't have access to that. Oh, I do have 4 silence. Okay. That was the correct thing to do before it crystal sphere me. You know. Hindsight is pretty strong. I'm gonna blink over here. Outside of its range of crystal spear, lightning bolt it doesn't worry me. I have enough HP to survive a lightning bolt. Fogu. Brosha. Heal wounds. Gonna wait it out. I'm gonna get crystal speared again, and I'm gonna be pretty mad. Okay. Enough HP to duel. I don't even have to to silence. I am going to silence regardless because it's like this guy is scary. I am disappointed at that. Monsters with high damage variance are rough. Hmm. Okay, that's enough HP to be back at the fray. Okay, Mr. Master Archer, time to use attraction on you. Get over here. Still hero, finesse, and mighty, so I'm just like destroying monsters. Taking very little amounts of damage. Might as well take advantage of all my buffs. After all, consumables are kinda expensive. Cannot afford to just waste them. Ran out of my buffs except for attraction, but yeah, I am fine. I can wait it out. Back to full HP. Regening 2 HP per turn is great. That is super strong. Probably a very big part of my character and one that I haven't really mentioned, but yeah, it's been helpful to regen 2 HP per turn. I saw 3 pips of fire resistance and I was interested, but it's a hand axe, so it is not really usable. Yep. The crystal spear misses you. That's the kind of message that I like to see. We should get that message more frequently. File of Lots. Very excited for the File of Lots. Now I don't have to worry about spellcasters. At least the spellcasters that are affected by it, of course. Cloak of Preservation. Scale Mail of the Blessed Realm. Weakness to willpower. That is worthless. Just as that whip. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of sky weapons. This elf had a lot of sky weapons. You could consider the rapier a sky weapon. The greatsword is absolutely a sky weapon. The ring is almost good, but it's not good enough. The hand axe is also a sky weapon. Definitely something that you want to pair up with being a djinn. No, the other way around. Something that you want to pair up with being a mummy, or with using ice scales. The ring is like probably the best loot that I got from here, and it's in a shop. I have to buy it. You really like Scroll of Poison? Nice tactical addition to the game with meaningful drawbacks. Yeah, unless you have poison resistance, in which case it's just upside. Pretty good item, Scroll of Poison. You think that's what you like HP as a stat so much? It effectively decreases variance and monster damage because you can't take it. Exactly. That's why I like Ogre so much. But unfortunately, in this version, Ogre is not good. Straight up, is not good. In this version, you want things that have high evasion. Evasion is the stat of this version because Dexterity is good because Dexterity directly contributes to your damage. So anything that cannot amass high Dexterity is not good in this version. Even if you are a spellcaster, you still want to have some okay amounts of dexterity for some okay amounts of evasion. It's crazy how times have changed. But anyway, let's go ahead and go do shoals, I suppose. Interesting situations in Elf. A bit of a close call. I don't anticipate anything like that happening here. I do think that it's gonna be annoying due to the abundance of very strong ranged attackers. Vorpal triple sword. So I could enchant and rebrand that if I really wanted to. I only have, like, I have such little amounts of scrolls of enchant weapon. I have 4 enchant armors, however. Chances are good that I'll wear, like, ringmail of something instead of the pearl scales for winning the game. Might nerf my evasion a bit, but it's gonna be okay. About to hit 22 long blades. Very close to it, so I'm just gonna start training armor and dodging. I think I'm gonna leave them on for the rest of the game. I do want to have a sizable amount of those two. And at this point, the plan to go for a two-handed or for a one-handed weapon plus shield is like already, like it's gone. It's not gonna happen. There's a very decent chance that I don't train anything over 22. This includes fighting. You know, this place is rather nasty because of the launcher dudes, but at least I have acrobat and flying too. Acrobat and flying are a nice combination. Good luck hitting me with 38 evasion, or good luck hitting me consistently. Yep. And the more the game progresses, the better my defenses are getting. As you can see, 27, 23 are my natural defenses right now. And they're gonna get better. They're gonna get way better. We're gonna finish with something close to 35, 30. That may be a bit too optimistic, but I am taking into account the fact that I have 4 scrolls of enchant armor that I can just dump into my body armor. So just from the get-go, we have 31 armor class. It's probably gonna be a bit higher than that. What do you have, Mr. Ghost? A lot of armor class, a lot of damage. I don't want to have anything to do with this guy. Yeah. Let's go downstairs. Because I don't want to kill that guy. That guy doesn't even have good loot to serve as an incentive. Okay. So far, Shoals has been a walk in the park. Having flight helps a lot because it means that I never get caught with my pants down, having to take a fight in the middle of shallow water, which is usually something that can contribute to you dying or otherwise losing a fight that you would be able to win if you were not in that situation. So yeah, that's one less variance that's one less like layer of variance that we don't have to worry about. I still need to respect Polyphemus, so I'm petrifying. My bad. Huh, I only took 1 damage. Okay, shouts to regen, by the way. All of the damage that I took there was mitigated by regen. My bad. The Catoblepas almost got me, but like my character is already pretty resilient for the kind of monsters that we're seeing here. Shows 3. 3 scrolls of enchant weapon. So I can get the triple sword that I found to +7 and rebrand it as much as I want, within limitations, of course. Brand, weapon. We have 0. Okay, so I can rebrand it. Good thing to know about. I feel like I need to stretch a bit. Give me a second. All right. Let us continue. Yeah, doing this as a first rune branch would have been very, very difficult. Um, I'm glad that I went for Spider, but doing this as a second rune branch is gonna be a walk in the park. And after this, I think we do Bolts 5 and then we just go do Depths and I don't even need to do Crypt as I mentioned earlier that I was thinking of doing. I don't think I want to do it. I can just go ahead and win the game. Seriously? Net plus terror? That's annoying. Why are you getting terror on me so consistently? 42%. Oh, it's an enhanced hex. That explains it. I also have terror, so might as well do it right now because I was next to an alligator snapping turtle while netted, so that removes my dexterity. Or that removes my evasion, rather. Doesn't remove my dexterity. Mm. Taking a lot of damage. In the next instance of damage, I think I should blink away. Like the next big instance of damage. That was messy. The entrance is pretty rough into that level. It's just full of monsters. The new Shoals endings are significantly more difficult than the previous ones. And the previous ones were pretty difficult too, which is kinda insane if you think about it. My character already did bolts without like batting an eye, and this ending is giving me such a rough time. Yeah, once again, taking a close look at my HP in any one of these situations because I know how quickly the damage can spiral out of control. Condenser Bane, finally Condenser Bane. Took me forever to find it, but now I have Condenser Bane, which is great. 28, 24 defenses. It used to be 27, 23, so slowly and steadily it's climbing up. It's gonna climb up much more drastically when I start going to depths. Depths is gonna be full of monsters that offer me ridiculously large amounts of experience. Like between depths and sod, that has more than half of the experience in the game. Because the monsters there are insanely strong, all of them. So if I really wanted to farm my skills, I should just go do that right now. And I might. I might. This time I'm not bound by the challenge of getting 6 runes before entering depths, so I can just go in after I get this one. Oh, come on. These satyrs are incredibly annoying. The fear is extremely annoying. And I have one people willpower too. It shouldn't be an enhanced hex just because of how painful it is. On the other hand, I should probably be throwing my boomerangs a lot more. It's just that I don't want to fight them in a battle of ranged combat because I think they're gonna beat me. Hmm. Yeah, I don't even have slaying for the boomerangs. If I did have slaying, it would be a whole nother thing. And I am also a bit hesitant on using javelins, which are better, they deal more damage, because I can always end up accidentally throwing them onto deep water, which would be sad, because that's like 100% chance to get rid of them. Rune Scarf. It's not gonna be better than what I have, I know. It's a Scarf of Harm, so it is definitely not better than my Cloak of Willpower. Talking about that, I'm still looking forward to finding a second source of willpower so I can have or so I can have enough willpower to not get destroyed by hexers randomly. 50% chance to paralyze because something halved my willpower. Alright. Fortunately, I was able to kill the Sphinx, but yeah, that could have ended in tragedy. Okay, this kind of ending is very difficult. If you're trying to, if this is the ending that you get and you're trying to get your first rune, I would probably go elsewhere because it's difficult. But for a second rune, yeah, it's different. This is a really good pair of boots. It's really, really good. So the Storm Scales plan is back into play. Absolutely. Mm, I am willing to sacrifice the regen and the fire. I'm willing to sacrifice the regen for the 3 pips of fire resistance. It also gives me resistance to poison, which I do not have, and I will want to have later in the game. So these boots are really, really good, and I should carry them with me. Goodbye, Wanda Flame. Yeah, those are some pretty exciting boots. Looking forward to finding storm scales so I can enchant them and put down the boots. No storm scales yet. I have to go do depths if I want to have storm scales. For my third rune, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. There's a chance that I do Abyss or Bolt 5. I don't think I want to do Slime since Slime is not the greatest with what my character is doing. I mean, I can throw jabs. Jabs are okay for Slime, but I don't really want to. Invisibility is still high in its chance of failure, despite the fact that I trained for evocations. Not particularly interested in training it more to mm, to get it usable. It's not a property that I like that much. I use it so little that potions of invisibility satisfy my needs of invisibility. Getting pretty close to hitting 30 armor class, and that is without using my Scrolls of Enchant armor. 29, 26. Man, I really enjoy getting to the late game and having really, really good defenses. If there's something that I like about this version, it's that you can pump Dexterity and not be crippling your character in the pursuit of pretty whack defenses, because evasion is very unreliable. It's just like the nature of it. Um, so, but if you couple having decent evasion with decent armor class with decent damage, it just like combines all and ends up being incredible. Okay, that's a slime room with a lot of slimes. That kind of room can generate at this point in the game in depths, and it can be pretty scary if it happens to be open. Oh, another room that can be exploited by javelins. Might as well go ahead and do that right now before those guys open up a corridor. All right, big damage. That went well. Didn't kill anything, but it did soften them up quite a bit. That Amulet of Sum's Ringing Lothar is not terrible, but it is also not particularly what this character needs. So I'm gonna leave it there. Let's buy this. Let's go over here. I am good to go when it comes to those items. Nope. Two boomerangs. Whatever. I mean, I'm not really using the boomerangs I'm carrying, but I think at this point I have enough boomerangs so I can legit just like tab everything using boomerangs. Okay, Condenser Bane time. I was not expecting the troll to do that. It's really trolling away my Condenser Bane. In fact, so much that I probably should just go upstairs. That was rather spooky. What is this? Leech? I think it might be a vampire, but it touched me. I think vampires just like hit you instead of touching you. Oh, there it is. Something conjures a glowing orb. Did it go invisible before I got to see it? Was that what happened? Something touches you but does no damage. Yeah, it's been around for a while. Oh, it's a leech. Yeah, there it is. It is a leech. All of that only to one-shot it immediately afterwards. I don't want to go down those stairs regardless. Level has a bunch of hatches. I saw Spriggans and my first instinct was to Tin of Tremor Stones. Tin of Tremor Stones greatly reduces the annoyance that comes bundled with having to deal with high evasion monsters, but I resisted the temptation. If I take off the Ring of Dexterity, I actually lose a pretty sizable amount of evasion. Yeah, I think I lost like 5 points of evasion, which goes to show how impactful it is to train dodging. Armor and dodging together are giving me quite a bit of evasion. I'm glad that I had a Ring of Resistance to Corrosion for the Caustic Strikes. Okay, should I go down those stairs again? Nope. Let's a stair dance between the two stairs, maybe? Oh no, I didn't lose 5 evasion. I only lost 3 evasion. These kind of depth levels are pretty annoying, but at least I have 3 entrances to the level, so I could just shuffle between them until the monster pool is diluted enough that I can actually like hold my ground in the level. You know what the worst kind of character is? When you get to this point in the game and by stir dancing you lose like 100 HP. That kind of character I usually kill really quickly. Fortunately, this is not one of those, and I can actually like do quite well when it comes to surviving this situation. Okay, I still have resistance to electricity, so I don't have to worry too much about the spark wasp. What if I duel the spark wasp? It is still duelable. Look at that. Okawaru lets me get out even though it generated a simulacrum. Will the simulacrum kill me? Not really. Wow, that was a huge chunk of healing, 32 HP. Surprising. The simulacrum did deal surprisingly high amounts of damage. Yeah. Why do they hit me every time for such high damage, even though I have good defenses? We shall never know. Crawl variants, crawl variants. Okay, we were able to survive that. The potions of ambrosia healed me quite a bit. It's constricting me. At this point, it's worthless to attempt to go upstairs. It would just be wasting turns. I'm just gonna re-teleport. Bad ring. Almost good ring. The plate is probably one of the greatest items that I could have access to. So I wanna wear the boots, right? I wanna wear these great boots that I just found. These ones. Putting these on loses me resistance to electricity. Before I put these boots on, I need to find a source of resistance to electricity. So that should be my priority. Willpower is also very important. So it's a shame that that I won't be able to wear that plate of willpower. But I guess I could use it right now instead of the pearl scales. I don't really care about resistance to negative nearly as much as I do about having good willpower. And a second source of willpower, once again, will just like render me almost immune to hexes for the rest of the game. So I guess I'll kill the Hell Knight and take that for me. Depths has been rather rough this time. Rather rough. Ah, delightful. What was the chances that you were going to do that? I'm betting that it was very low. Not that it matters at this point. 4%. Yeah. At this point, I am perfectly capable of just like grabbing the rune. So it's not a death sentence anymore. It's more a minor annoyance than a death sentence. I would like to have that dexterity back, so I'm probably gonna be drinking potions of mutation. I have 7. I'm gonna hold on to them. It's not as crippling as you would think, but it is something that I would rather like, not be afflicted by a lack of dexterity. Since after all, it is the most important stat for my character. Dexterity went from being so bad to being so good. Let's try to rest to full HP because the damage has been accumulating. Been fighting a bit too many monsters with sickness. I see some items. Oh, these are items from monsters that I killed myself. In that case, I don't care about those items. We'd like to find either the downstairs or the exits. Both of them are fine. Okay, have one brand weapon in Shoals 3. That's a good enough reason to enchant and try to get like a better triple sword. The one that I have is fine, but it could be way better. It would lose me all of my cold resistance, but I'm okay with that. I don't value cold resistance that highly. You can get away with not having cold resistance if you have insane damage output. Oh, I found the downstairs. Where am I? Okay. The Abyssal Rune of Sot can be found at this depth. Let's see if we find the Abyssal Rune of Sot. I like how there's like a giant neon sign pointing you at the rune now. The Abyss is truly like the speedrunner's rune this time. It's reasonably safe and very, very fast compared to its previous iterations, which I like. I like it quite a lot. In fact, I already got an exit, but I'm just like gonna search for the rune now. Scale Mail of Greeth. Not very good. Not very good. I'll pass up on that. Lurking Horror. I better walk in the opposite direction of that. Huh. Seems somehow reluctant to move while being observed. Okay. I don't think it's gonna move towards me if I can see it. Oh no, it's just that it sometimes doesn't move if it's being observed. I wonder if the chances for it to move forward increase with how close it is to me. Because now that it was pretty close, it was like running at me. It was not stopping. Hmm. Stat rot is fine. I don't mind stat rot. Yeah, so far we don't really have any truly bad mutations. The lurking horror is being quite annoying. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna drink a potion of 3 and tank the torment. Yeah, potion of 3 makes me immune to torment, so I don't lose any HP. Ouch. What's up with that? Oh, I don't have fire resistance in 3 form. That explains everything. Doesn't make you weak to fire, but still. I got Frail 3 at some point, but it is a transient mutation. The more I kill things, the faster it's gonna go away. Monster generation is not out of control crazy in Abyss 3, but I see that the rune is taking a while to generate. The game hasn't pointed me at the rune. You know, oh, I was about to do that myself. Just like read a scroll of teleport to regenerate the Abyss because I had gotten trapped. Found an exit. Unless the game points me at the rune like right now, I will get out. This is extremely aggravating. How much of a chance do you have to? 6%. They still manage to do it so consistently. Okay. The game didn't point me at the rune, so I'm just gonna get out. I'm glad that that happened at a point in the game where I was actually able to manage it. If it had been earlier, it would have straight up killed me. Plate of Willpower. I did say that I wanted that, so I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna use it. And I guess it's time to drop the pro skills. Third game in a row that I have pro skills. Third potentially winning game in a row. At this point, I think that I'm gonna win, but I don't wanna like be too overconfident. 34-22, so I do lose a ton of evasion and I don't lose that much armor class. But 3 pips of willpower, it's manageable. I definitely would prefer to have a bit more armor, a bit more evasion. But for now, it's fine. It's only temporary. Eventually, I'll replace it with some form of dragon scales. Storm scales is what I want. No. Yeah, I'm okay with the bad mutations that I have. They're low impact. If I get something like teleportitis or, you know, the truly nasty ones, those ones I immediately try to get rid of. Including the ones that I don't like that much too. Oh, I remember this level. This level is pain, so I don't want to do it. I'm gonna go downstairs because I can afford to go downstairs immediately. I like that level design when like the level is like super difficult, but it gives you a way to just get out immediately if you want to. I appreciate that quite a bit. Yeah, too many monsters. Hero Finesse, Condenser Vein gets the job done. Greatly reduces the threat that these guys pose. Pretty nice. Cannot go upstairs. I should not forget about it. I at least should clear a path up before I pick up the orb, which is gonna happen really quick, really soon anyway. Still need to get a third rune, unfortunately. And I still need storm skills. Definitely cannot afford to not have storm skills. I need them so I can have 3 pips of fire resistance. Sojovo, Queen of the Tengu, with legendary skill in swordsmanship, tactics, and magic. And I don't have Phantom Mirror. Alright. Hero Finesse in anticipation for the fight versus Sojovo. File of Lots. That doesn't trivialize her, but it does remove some of the annoyance from fighting her because she likes to push you away from her for her Tengu Reavers to get nasty. So yeah, we got rid of her before the Tengu Reavers got a chance to truly get nasty. I don't want to die here. I'm rather low on HP. The Tengu Reaver is about to die, so I'm gonna duel it. Ambrosia. And heal wounds if I had it, but I don't have it, so Ambrosia again. Not bad. Not bad at all. I healed quite a bit. We can leave that behind. These 3 draconians, or these 3 denizens of the realm of Sod, because it's dragons and draconians, kind of did a number on me. They dealt substantial amounts of damage that I was not expecting. Draconian Knights are nasty. I think in this version it might not be a terrible idea to try to acquire See Invisible if you can, just for Draconian Knights. Juggernaut. It's fine. Curare. Alright. Boomerang. Okay, we get hit for 10 damage. I don't think I've ever gotten hit for like truly industrial amounts of damage. Like it can happen when you're fighting juggernauts, and for that I am grateful. All right. Pandemonium. Soon I should play a 15 rune run. The thing about that is that I usually like to do 15 runers with mages, and I don't think mages are particularly good in this version. Most of the mage starts got absolutely gutted in 0.29, or like the good ones actually, the good ones. The good ones were Ice Elementalist and Earth Elementalist in my opinion, and both of them are in the dumpster right now. Earth Elementalist got absolutely gutted with the changes to Sandblast. They don't really get to Stone Arrow, unfortunately. And Ice Elementalist is in the gutter because there's a lot of monsters that are super strong against the things that Ice Elementalist does. Oh, no, these are gold skills. I don't want them. I'm not gonna be putting on gold skills. They're too heavy. They're nice, but they're too heavy. Why am I not being followed by all of them? That's weird. I kind of want to use a... I'm gonna use a potion of resistance for this. Oh, they were summons. Oh, my bad. I didn't even notice that they were summons. Anyway, the potion of resistance is still pretty good for dealing with all of these guys. Okay, I'm gonna... no, I don't think I need to clear up any more of these. This level has some loot, but I don't think I care. It's just a bit too difficult. Yeah, it's clear enough for me to not have to worry about doing the rest of it. Let's go to Bolt 5. With these resistances, I mean, it's the bare minimum for Bolt 5. Fire resistance, cold resistance, and resistance to electricity. And 2 pips of willpower to not get banished. It's fine. It's certainly fine. Enchant weapon on the triple sword. Let me drop the great sword, because otherwise I may accidentally enchant it. Let's see what we get. Vorpal is fine, but we can do better. Venom. Okay, that's a funny joke, game. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I'll hold on to that in case we find another brand weapon. Of course, Venom Brandy is completely worthless to me because I already have a more highly enchanted, better sword with Venom Brand, and the sole reason why I went back and picked up the triple sword is because I want to potentially not have Venom Brand in my endgame weapon. I want to have almost any other brand. Should have stuck with Vorpal. +7 Vorpal definitely deals more damage than +9 triple sword of Venom. Okay, there's a hatch. You never want to take the stairs into Vault 5. You want to take a hatch. Storm Dragon. Scales? Yay, we did get scales. Let me pick those up. I'm gonna put them on, and I'm gonna be shuffling my inventory for a bit. I think that there is a non-zero chance that I'm close to the entrance. Yeah, because of the large amount of bolt guards and wardens. Hero fitness just for safety. Might? No need. Man, this character feels so powerful. Every sword's dexterity character eventually gets to this point where it feels like a monster. Um, it takes quite a while for the weakest ones, but you eventually get to this point, and when you do, it feels good. Alrighty, let's put on the storm scales. Goodbye, plate of willpower. Let's drop it. Let's put on the boots. Goodbye, regen. Let's drop it. Now I have 3 pips of fire resistance. Resistance to poison, resistance to electricity, lacking 1 pip of willpower. Definitely would be interested in finding that. And I could enchant the storm scales. In fact, I'm going to. I'm going to enchant them right now. Um, uh, how much of a chance do we have to find Baisushan here? We have a real chance. I'm not going to enchant them until I'm done with this place. Um, +8 triple sword of venom. About to get to +9. We just need to find more brand weapon. Better not out exploring bolt 5. Probably one of the safest things to do. Not out exploring bolt 5. Where did I land originally? Oh, I was over here. Yeah, I like that little room where I was. Should go back to it. Need to be careful not to use Tin of Tremor Stones here. Tin of Tremor Stones makes a ton of noise, so it would alert everyone that I am right here, and I would be stuck in a rather uncomfortable fight. Okay. I kind of missed my second source of regen, but it's fine. I still have 1.2 HP regen per turn, which is okay. I like my sources of regen. But I like my fire resistance a bit better. Buckler of Reflection. Nothing too interesting for me. Alright. Ancient Leech. It went invisible. Condenser Vein. I only have 1 pip of willpower right now, so the Ancient Leeches are actually really scary. +6 scale mail. So Okawaru noticed that I am actually like wearing pretty decent armor and decided to start giving me things that would have been interesting much earlier in the game. You know, the +6 number is really like the only thing that attracts me from that item. But the time to use it has already passed. How do I get in? Oh, I have to go in through here. Masterwork Arbalest, interesting. Probably not gonna use it, and by probably I mean I guarantee that I'm not gonna use it, but I'm still gonna step on it to identify it. I like the Human Blade title a lot. I'm gonna set this to 22 and 22, and fighting to 22 as well. Should go back to training fighting at some point soon. So I can get to SOT 2 with like 130 or 230-ish HP or so. Another Ancient Leech. Like to break line of sight from it so it doesn't go invisible. But I don't think it's possible. Oh, okay. I was able to use a bit of my Scroll Fogu to break line of sight. That's nice. I should have also probably thrown some jabs at it instead of doing what I did. But it's fine. What's your chance to destroy me? 15% chance to petrify. You can still never be too scared of Ancient Leech Hexes if you only have 1 source of willpower, however. How did Baraki go? It won. It's gonna go to YouTube. It was probably one of the greatest characters that I've had in years. It was really, really strong. I had a blast with it. Mm, Pretty respectable Arbalest. We've been finding some pretty respectable Arbalests. Oh, let me inscribe the pro skills with yeah, this is the third potentially winning character in a row that I've had that has found pro skills. And the wins have not really been related to the pro skills because like only in one of them was I using the pro skills as my endgame armor. On the other two, the pro skills were used, but they were a stepping stone for my endgame armor, which in this case it's a storm skills. Yeah, look at my beautiful armor class. 35 armor class, 41. Well, 41 evasion is not real. 46 evasion or 26 evasion. Mm, that ring is real good. Yeah, that's a real good ring. Willpower, fire resistance, 6 dexterity. I'm gonna be putting that on, of course, because I am using a ring of 6 dexterity anyway. Um, it's good that I have poison resistance because these golden dragons would otherwise be spooky. Mm, ouch. Ouch. It's hitting me with acid. That's cheating. I don't have access to resistance to corrosion. Stop doing that. I'm flying so I don't fumble on water. It's fine. Let's get rid of that guy. Rather low on HP. Rather low on healing too. Do I have... no ambrosia. Still could do something to... I should do it right now. Yeah, I'm gonna duel the Titan. Then I'm gonna drink some of my 16 potions of curing. That's gotta be enough for a bit, right? Wish I had a bit of extra regen, but it's fine. The Yoctor Captain kinda went away on its own. It's nice. So now I only have to fight the Convoker, which immediately convoked a million dudes, by the way. I don't have Condenser Bane, so I probably should abstain from using Immolation here. Do I even have Immolation? I do. I'm gonna use Finesse because I need to be killing these guys as fast as I can. Am I beating the Yoctor Captain in a battle of ranged combat? That's incredible. Finesse affects throwables, so that's why I'm winning. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, but I ran out of finesse and then immediately I got hit pretty hard by a Yoctor Captain. As if to remind me that I probably shouldn't be fighting those in ranged combat. Ouch. When Variance hits you, Variance hits you. Lashrock hits you, Metal Splinters hit you. And I took 58 damage. The Tango River should die from the poison. It is extremely poisoned. This would be a good time to summon some allies to block the path, but unfortunately I am a worshipper of Okawaru and I don't really have access to such a thing. I wish I had some healing. Come on, how are you not dead? Almost dead, very poisoned. Come on. Oh, it finally happened. The War Gargoyle is about to reach me and it's gonna hurt me. Hero. With Hero I have some incredible defenses. 3930 is pretty good. Yeah, I like these resistances quite a bit. They're great. I think it's difficult for me to switch to the other triple sword, the one that doesn't have cold resistance, because the cold resistance, like it's my only source of cold resistance. Mm, so yeah, kind of rough. I started earlier in anticipation for the fact that this was gonna take me longer, and it's still gonna take me longer. I'm gonna end beyond or like a bit after midnight. All right, not bad. Look at that. 1 pip in every resistance, 3 pips of fire resistance. Well, and every resistance except resistance to corrosion, but that one is like the least important. Still looking forward to potentially finding Baisu Shen here for potentially having enchanted storm scales to give myself a significant boost in armor class. Um, with the way that this is looking, I would end in the high 40s if I was to get Baisu Shen's armor. Mm, yeah, that's a bad item for me. Yeah, hopefully we find Baisu Shen's armor. Or a large amount of Scrolls of Enchant armor would be nice as well. Right now I have 5. Storm Scales can go all the way up to +10, so I would like to find 5 more. Or even more. No, only 5. Yeah, 5 is a good amount to find. Mm. Clouds of negative energy are gonna shred almost everything there. The only thing that doesn't die or that doesn't get hurt by that was the construct, and the construct already died. Pretty good. 8 dexterity. It's not really usable. Yeah, that has some pretty bad properties. Minus telling harm are not the greatest. But 8 dexterity and fire resistance are great. Guardian Spirit depends on the character. This character is not really using a lot of mana, though there's some situations where I do use mana. However, the way that Guardian Spirit works is that it drains your mana alongside your HP, so it doesn't run out of mana and then start draining your HP, which means that I can actually use magic reliant stuff. 27 evasion without having to use hero. That's great. That's great. This training has been paying dividends. Investing on your defenses is pretty nice. Not a terrible amulet. Menace again. Okay. What do you have today, Menace? Tower shields. As always. This would normally be the time to summon some allies to fight Menace, like Phantom Mirror, but Phantom Mirror doesn't work and will never work because I am a worshipper of Okawaru. How much damage does Ice Blast deal? Are you cold resistant? I always check, but I never remember. You're not. I always find out that you're not cold resistant. Does silence prevent you from casting? Can you be waterlogged? Let's find out. You can be waterlogged. I am rather far away from the center of the level, but this is a mostly unexplored quadrant of the level, so that's rather worrisome. I still have to just fight Menace, but at least I can teleport because he won't be able to silence me now. Ice Blast? That went okay. Let's do it again. Moderately wounded. Hero. 39, 31 defenses. I think I'm just gonna try to kill Menace with Ice Blast. Yeah, this is exactly what I didn't want to see. Monsters jumping in to support Menace in fight, or in the fight. It went fine. I ended up beating everyone. These guys are not particularly threatening. The Lich kinda was, but the Tentacle Monstrosity definitely not. How much damage am I dealing with this character? Damage rating 70 with Hero Finesse. The 70 does take into account that I have 27 long blades thanks to the hero. Yeah. Pretty good character. About to level up to 27 too. I'm glad that I came here because this place did get me my storm scales. No Baisu Shen to be seen, however. I think that I am just going to leave. Or I think that I'm just gonna enchant what I have. Oh, look at that! Someone had Rift. That's a pretty good weapon. Yeah. In a time of dexterity, that's one of the very few remaining amazing strained weapons. Mm. Now it's not even that much of a strained weapon because at the end of the day, it is a one-hander. Better move away from that alarm trap. Something that I probably should have done earlier. But it was not much of an issue anyway. We are still able to just survive the situation. I like it. Yeah, that alarm trap is making me nervous. I hope that this has a pretty good, like, distillery. Alright, that's nice. I'm gonna buy everything. Um, there really should be a button that just lets you buy everything. I don't know if there is, but... Hmm. Yeah, I think I want everything. Maybe except for Brilliance. Brilliance I can actually drop. But at this point, it's not like the money matters a lot. Cloak of Poison Resistance. Ring of Evasion. Let me drop that. Not gonna be using that. At this point, I'm pretty sure my Rings of Dexterity give me more evasion than the Rings of Evasion. Okay, there was no Baisu Shen. I already did Depths 4, so I know there's no Baisu Shen there either. Um, Maybe Baisu Shen could be in Depths 3. I doubt it. I doubt it. I should just enchant the Storm Scales. For a brief period of time, I'm gonna drop those so that I don't accidentally enchant them. Okay, 41-27, 44-32 with Hero. I like it. Let's go tackle on the end game. We're getting pretty close to Diesel stats. We're probably gonna get to them. We already have the evasion and we're lacking only 2 armor class. So we're absolutely getting to Diesel stats, which I am very pleased by. I feel powerful. The only resistance that I'm lacking is resistance to corrosion. Yep, pretty respectable, pretty strong character. Will most likely drink some mutation right now. One. That's fine. I mean, I wish I didn't have the +4 intelligence. I would have preferred to have +4 dexterity. That actually nuked my evasion a bit because of the -3 strength that I just got. I'm gonna drink another one. I feel like I'm playing with fire with that. That's fine. That's perfect. Yep, great. I ended up with pretty much no mutations. Beautiful. Let's continue. Let's go into SOT. On my final level up, which is 27, I will get Dexterity, of course. Alrighty. Okie dokie. This should be easy. Gonna let them come towards me. I'm so a bit surprised by the amount of damage that I'm taking, but I think that it is because my weapon is Venom branded. So for practical purposes, by this point in the game, it's like it's not branded. I am tabbing Tiamat. That's why I am dying. Oh, that's unorthodox. Finding Tiamat as your very first enemy in here. Yeah, like I am running against the wall here. I really shouldn't. I might want to teleport. Yeah, beating Tiamat is gonna be very difficult. I think that the correct thing to do is probably not to do it, or at the very least, wait until the level is empty to try. It's a complicated helmet. Depending on the layout of SOT 5, I might be interested in using it. Like minus tele can be good in SOT 5 if if both the longs have teleport traps in the entrances. I have 3 pips of fire resistance. I think I may be able to just. Oh, hold on, I have silver jabs for these guys. Yeah, silver jabs. Let's go. And I have a lot of them too. Oh, it gave me -2 dexterity. That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. Gonna have to get rid of it on the way out, most likely. Because as I have already mentioned, I am a bit too scared to be playing around with the mutation minigame. What if I get stuck with something totally messed up, like minus a scroll? Dexterity. So yep, storm skills is definitely what I like with characters like these. Um, I find it pretty funny to to think about how this kind of character very heavily resembles the meta game when I started playing Crawl. It used to be that people said that shields were bad, two-handed weapons were good, and like a good mixture of armor class and evasion was the resistances to aim for, with shields being kind of like underwhelming or lame, not as important. And this character kinda has some of that, not entirely like that, because I did briefly consider going for a shield, but yeah, I ended up not doing it. I do wish I had a different brand on my triple sword, however. I may be able to kill Tiamat, but I definitely cannot do it if Tiamat is at full HP and I am not. And not only that, but Tiamat has a bit of a helper. I think Tiamat is weak to silver. Yeah, okay, Tiamat is weak to silver, so what we're gonna be doing is throwing some jabs. But I need to be sure that we're gonna be fighting in a 1 versus 1. And this doesn't look like a 1 versus 1 to me. Draconian Knights are awful. Where's the exit? I think I want to get out. I'm kind of far away from the exit. Maybe I should haste to run for the exit. Shouts to Acrobat. Acrobat has been surprisingly useful. Yeah, greatly reduces the chances of me getting hit. I don't mind using haste defensively because, after all, I am a worshipper of Okawaru, and finesse is just like better haste offensively. So that leaves me that leaves me with the ability to use haste defensively, and pretty much exclusively defensively. Lightly wounded. Moderately wounded. Heavily wounded. Paying very close attention to my HP. With monsters like these, it can go down in the blink of an eye. As we just saw earlier, when I was stabbing Tiamat without realizing that it was Tiamat. Ran out of silver jabs, so I'm just gonna run and hit her. And I hit her pretty hard, and she dies. Alrighty. And we get the Dragon Skin Cloak. However, putting it on would mean sacrificing my only source of willpower, so I am not insane. And I am not going to do that. Not out of my mind enough to do that. Let me drop this helmet. I did mention that I may put it on, but I would rather. I'm gonna hope that I don't have to, because it's a pretty bad helmet otherwise. It's -2, and -tele overall is just like a bad property. It's a bad property with some very specific situations where it is good to have. Very, very specific situations. Normally it's bad. The Draconian Shifter hasn't surrounded me with monsters. There's some situations where I fight shifters and just like immediately surrounded, multiple times too. But this time it didn't do it, and I am very happy to see that. Alrighty. Did I get? Oh no. Hmm. I'm about to hit 22 armor, 22 dodging. I'm gonna turn on fighting. Don't wanna train them anymore because I like my title, Human Blade. I like that personalized title. Like it really is good. 21 swords. It's a good thing that it is so good to get, like so desirable to go swords, so you can get that fancy title. Is there any point in training a weapon skill past the point of min delay? Yes, you get damage. Also, I am dying here. Dying pretty hard. Did I get tormented or something? Regardless, this is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Uh-huh. Looking pretty bad. I might die. Might die. This is beyond my control at this point because I'm berserking. So yeah, I don't even know what made me berserk. Am I berserkitis? No, no berserkitis. We survived that. I'm glad that I did survive that, but that was ridiculously close. That's the kind of thing that shouldn't happen with my defenses, because in order for that to happen, a Moth of Rat needs to hit me, needs to deal damage to me, and then it's like a random chance. I don't know exactly how much of a chance it is, but it has a very low chance, all things considered, to do that to me. And it still happened. And I almost died to it, but I'm glad that I didn't die. Mods knock up from the other side, exactly. Yeah, pretty lame. I feel like I'm lacking some armor class. Is it because I don't have hero active? With hero active, I go over 27, right? I don't know what's happening with this character. Is it unlucky rolls, or there's gotta be something wrong with this character, because the way that it looks, it really should be like significantly more powerful than it currently is. Like I shouldn't be getting hit as much as I am getting hit. I should be dealing significantly more damage than I'm dealing. Uh, but I don't know. Anyway, I have Okawaru, so I can just like use Okawaru for certainty that I'm gonna have a good character. Time for the jabs. Pretty good usage of the jabs. Didn't even lose any. Okawaru has been hooking me up with jabs quite well throughout the entirety of this endeavor. So I'm not at risk of running out of them, unless I just like decide to start throwing them on water. But I'm not gonna do that, and the water is not particularly plentiful in this place, so we're fine. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow, but there's a chance that I will. My friend with the card shop business is about to open his business, like not to the public, but like for business operations. Like he's about to move to a place, a more like a formal place, which I wanna go there when he does it, the day that he does it. So I will definitely not stream that day. But I still don't know when that is going to happen. So yeah. So far so good. Yeah, it is surprising how much easier it is to fight in one versus one situations. Am I right? Beautiful. We got a bunch of trash off of Okawaru. Very, very bad items. Also, I got shafted. I should probably go upstairs. I have magic mapping for these kind of situations. We stumble upon a draconian band. This is a very rare situation where we actually have incredible amounts of digging. Um, you remember yesterday I mentioned how much of a luxury it is to have digging early on, and this time we are about to end the game with so many charges of digging. We have 21. Mm, Again, like, what's up with that? Why is it happening so consistently? It really shouldn't be happening as much as it's happening with the amount of defenses that I have. Whatever. Whatever. Maybe I should have gone for a shield after all. Park hit. The mighty. Okay, park hit. Park hit regenerates 27 HP per turn, in case you're not aware. Very difficult to kill, has highly enchanted gold scales, in this case +9 gold scales, hits pretty hard, has large rocks. Pretty cool representation of a late game troll. I am a fan of Park Hit, but Park Hit is a very dangerous and difficult thing to kill normally. In this occasion, I have decent, or like not decent, the correct word to use is astonishing damage output, damage rating of 74. So that allows me to beat Park Hit, and I get gold scales as a trophy. Yep. I'm not gonna be using them. Definitely cannot afford to put them on without sending my evasion to the gutter. And I also don't need to, fortunately. I already have poison resistance and cold resistance. Not to mention that if I was to switch to them, I would be losing my resistance to electricity. Just out of curiosity, let me inspect them to see how much armor class I would get. 8. My armor class would increase by 8, so it's not even that high. I would go to 50 armor class, but at the cost of a very large amount of my evasion, and I'm not about to pay that price. Okay, done with SOT 3. Oh, look at that, elevator bolt. Do I even want to fight the rest of these? Leaning towards no. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't really have much else to gain out of doing it. Usually you would skip SOT to avoid the possibility of Tiamat and Park Hit, but I already fought them. So whatever, whatever. Magic mapping. The layout, one of the layouts is completely undoable. This one is rough. This is not good. This is not what you want to see. But the other one is even worse, and it's even more difficult to enter, so whatever. Not like I have a lot of options here. Gotta be wary of my HP. We don't want to go to 4 pips of piety. 4 pips of piety would be disastrous. It would remove my ability to duel. And duel is a very strong panic button that I have access to, thanks to Okawaru. Right now it has a 6% chance to fail. But when I had 200 piety, it was all the way up to 4% chance to fail. So yeah, I could have put it at 1% chance to fail if I had trained a bit of extra evocations, but I think I should be able to get away with not doing so. Instead of that, I should train some throwing. Yep, 16 throwing for min delay on the jabs finally. This part is it's not completely sealed off. It's just that my exclusion sealed it off. That's not a good sight to see. This is fine. This supported by this is not fine. And the Golden Dragon just like adds insult to injury. That's pretty bad. We don't want to be in the receiving end of that. Gonna use Curing. And then I might blink away. Yeah, I think it's just the safest thing to do. I can see that going very poorly, very quickly. None of those monsters can open doors, so I can just rest to full HP here. Imagine being a dragon and not being able to open a door. Okay. Before venturing in, I will try to find the guys that I was afraid of. I think it's for the best that I kill them before I go in. Aha, there we go. Cursto. The Cursto is easily killable. I just have to drink a potion of 3 here. And I will be immune to Torment now for a while. The thing about that before is that the Quicksilver Dragon would have removed my resistance or like my immunity to Torment, and I would have been like sitting there for the Quicksilver Dragon to hit me with its very accurate breath weapon. It already is pretty good at hitting me, so there's definitely no need to give it more incentive to hit me. That's why that situation was so bad. Fearsome Beast of Fabled Power versus Wandor. Yeah. I need them to come over here. I'm not gonna be stepping in line of sight of that sub trap. So my notes on Diamond Obelisk made me laugh. Diamond Obelisk. My note on Diamond Obelisk. I don't remember what you're talking about, but if you let me know what you mean, I may remember. I have Hero Finesse already. I'm gonna use Might as well. No need for haste. I would like to have Attraction too. And maybe even Resistance. Though Resistance is not that important. This is fine. As long as you don't dispel my suite of buffs, we are okay, Mr. Draconians. And I have pretty good evasion to make it so that you don't dispel my buffs. So you better don't. Almost dead. There we go. I got marked. That's actually what I wanted to see. I wanted to get marked. Now I will be able to come over here. I hope that the sub trap, the guy is gonna inevitably step on it. I hope that it doesn't destroy me. Okay, it didn't. I don't want that to happen again, however. Oh yeah, I remember that. It was a while ago because Tornado was a thing that still existed in the game. Uh, yeah, does my Tornado cancel make me immune to Tornado? It does. If, in case you don't know, if you're using Tornado or Polar Vortex, you're immune to Tornado or Polar Vortex. May or may not be useful when it comes to dealing with Lom Lovon, or when you get a Twister Summon against you. Okay, I'm gonna read Fogu here. Fogu is nice. This is a situation where I'm glad that I don't have Scroll of Butterflies. Finesse. You're no longer corroded, that's nice. Orb of Fire is not a welcome sight. I need to get rid of the killer of the Death Cough before it destroys me. Wish I had a Hex Wand, but I no longer have access to those things because I decided to go Okawaru. Before I even know, I had Wand of Charming instead of Wand of Paralysis, but anyway. Okay, serious damage inflicted on the Orb of Fire. We just like sweep the floor with it. Not as clean of an Orb of Fire kill as I've had in previous times, but pretty respectable regardless. Maybe I should not be throwing silver jabs against monsters that are not particularly vulnerable to them. They do deal more damage against everything, but I feel like I'm just like better off saving them for the monsters that are especially affected by them. Okay, a Hell Sentinel was summoned, and that means that I should probably not be fighting there anymore. Why are there two Curstos there? Jeez, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm blinking again. Probably should have hasted as well, so I could just like run away instead of having to do a double blink. But yeah, that was absurd. I can still run away. I can close the door on the Orb of Fire. Orb of Fires cannot open doors either. Orb Guardians can, however. I have 3 pips of fire resistance. Your body twists and deforms. I don't like that. Hopefully I can remove it. That's my finesse. At this point, I'm kinda too afraid to finesse again or to use Okawaru abilities. Really, really don't want to use Okawaru abilities because I don't wanna go to 4 pips of piety. That would be absolutely disastrous. Jeez. Yeah, what's up with the two Curstos? That was actually pretty rude and pretty uncalled for from the game. At least I had, items to play around them, like Scrolls of Blinking, but Scroll of Blinking is the most valuable consumable in the game for a reason. Okay, back to 6 pips of piety. I thought that I was getting pretty close to 4 pips of piety. I'm glad to see that it was the other way around. Oh, come on. What's up with that? Double Torment. Pretty rude. And where did all these tentacle monstrosities came from anyway? I should haste. Yeah. My key teleport. Just run where you want to be real quick. Instead of teleporting or blinking. Oh, for a second I was like, for a second I thought that I was dead. But then I remembered that I have an elevator right here. Ooh, elevator vault is the greatest thing ever implemented in SOT. Let me exclude the rest of it, or like the other two, like this one and this one, so that I don't accidentally go up those ones on my way out, because I really don't want to. I would rather go up through the elevator because SOT 4 is the level that I didn't clear. That sword would be okay as a ring, but it's not really a good sword. Okay, we're just having a staring contest, that Shroom and I. Tapping the button, by the way. I'm not really holding it down or anything. Okay. Scroll or potion of 3. And now I'm immune to you, Mr. Cursto. There's another one. Okay, bring it on. Yeah, I can just throw jabs at it. Because the Curstos don't really have that much evasion that I can remember. They have incredible armor class, but not that much evasion. Better be careful with those spies. Getting turned into a bat would be bad. It wouldn't kill me, but it would be bad. I would prefer not to be turned into a bat. I got vertigo. Better wait that out. Elevator gave a little spook there. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm glad that it didn't kill me. Oh, that's bad. Bad, Dreadlich. By the way, what's your chance to destroy me? 1%. Oh, because I did get another source of willpower after all. Fogu. Yeah, the reason why I'm using Fogu here is to minimize the amount of monsters that can step on the SOT trap to trigger it, because that kind of thing can paralyze me, directly just paralyze me and kill me. It's a very low chance for such a thing to happen, but it can happen. You can get paralyzed by those. Oh, I got to 22 of everything that I was training and 16 throwing at the same time. All right, let's get some invocations and translocations as well for Blink. Mm. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a lot of point in training weapon skills beyond min delay. Otherwise, I would definitely train my swords skill to 26.9. And even then, I have done it in the past. Mm. Pesky Draconian Knights with their pesky shields. Um, I did mark myself, so chances are good that I'm not gonna be fighting a lot of other monsters on the rest of SOT. Like on the rest of SOT 5, that is. Oh, bit of a lag spike. Scroll of Enchant Weapon. Does it matter? Not really. What is this? Oh, it's a Draconian Knight. If you see the message something blocks your attack, it's a Draconian Knight. 100% of the time, it is a Draconian Knight. The alarm trap is rather awkward. Better position myself in such a way that the alarm trap cannot do its thing. My bad. Should I cancel it? I have 6. I can afford to. Cancellation is a valuable consumable. But like it's literally the final level of the game, so why wouldn't I cancel it? Why wouldn't I cancel it? We're probably done. Yeah, we're probably done. Oh, Ghost Moth. There it is. Orb of Fire. Silver Jabs and Finesse. You don't have enough mana at the moment. I have some bottled mana, so whatever. There was a... Oh, yeah. I just remembered one of the core mechanics of Pakelas. Pakelas used to be a god that like only made it for like a version, and then it was removed from the game. Pakelas was a god that gave you potions of mana. Like you could bottle your extra mana, which was kinda broken. You had so many potions of mana with Pakelas. That god was crazy. If you have the chance, go and give it a try one of these days. I think it's 0.17 or 0.18, one of those versions. So anyway, that is it for SOT. We are done. Before I pick up the orb, let's drink some potions of mutation. Robust, minus 10 mana. That's perfectly fine. Zero complaints here. 45. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna regret it. Hopefully not. But let's put on the Dragon Skin Cloak for 47-36 defenses. Pretty good. Now let's pick up this thing and let's. Wow. Okay. I was here. I stepped here and I landed here. Very strange occurrence, but not as rare as teleporting and landing in literally the same spot that you were in when you teleported, which has happened to me before on stream, at least 2 or 3 times. It came pretty close to happening this time, but it's not quite that. But it's a very failed teleport, regardless. Your surroundings seem slightly different. Okay, this is a real teleport now. Yep, I like that message. Your surroundings seem slightly different. Pretty cute message that the game gives you. By the way, I find it pretty funny that Okawaru gave me a vampiric greatsword so late into the game. I did want the one. The Brimstone Fiend is close enough that I can just kill it. Yeah. Better that than running away from it or using a scroll of linking, which were things that I considered. But like it's close enough that I can just kill it. Definitely the best move to do, in my opinion. Okay. Pretty uneventful orb run. The kind that I like. Let's Mikey teleport to these stairs right here. Big damage with Damnation. That guy was rude. Let's drink a potion of heal wounds. For good luck. We're almost out. And I have some nice pozole waiting for me after I'm done with this character, which we have already achieved. Before I get out, let's inscribe this with twitch.tv/9 Settler. Alright, third win of the tournament. Streak 3 of Pearl Scales. All 3 of my winning characters in this tournament have found Pearl Scales, which is extremely strange to me because they're extremely strange items. Very rare items, alright. Do I have enchant armor? Maybe I did and I didn't pick them up. Enchant armor. I did have one in SOT 5 that I didn't pick up. Whatever. I would have been left with 45 armor class. In order to have the natural 46 without having to use hero, I would have had to train just a teeny tiny bit more armor, so whatever, it doesn't really matter. I feel conflicted with this character. There were some situations where the character felt like the greatest thing ever, and there were some situations where it was struggling quite heavily. And I'm inclined to attribute that to the fact that I had a Venom brand on my weapon. The more the game progresses, the weaker the brand gets. It is definitely the king of the brands in the early game. Like, I think Venom is better than Distortion and better than Electrocution in the early game. And obviously better than the damage brands that just like multiply the damage. But the more the game progresses, the weaker it gets until the point where it's for practical purposes an unbranded weapon. Yeah, one more for the tournament. Third win. Unfortunately, we lost the streak earlier today because I was trying Demigod. This is my literally the first game after the Demigod games that I played today. So Ogre doesn't seem to be working very well in this version. Demigod, despite the fact that stats are pretty good in this version, also doesn't seem to be doing very well. But Human went well for a significant part of the game. I did struggle a bit in the early game, but it went okay. I was super tilted by the time I started this character, but fortunately it ended in a win. That helped. Okay, hero. Haste. Resistance. Shadow Demon. Invisibility. Might. Circ? I can do Circ. Haven't done a Circ on the way out in a while. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. And I have diesel stats too, 46, 31. Pretty great character. Shouts to Tiamat for giving me the Dragon Skin Cloak, which allows me to have 46 armor class on my way out. Amazing, amazing character. All these Swords Dexterity characters end up being good characters almost invariably. I feel like if I had rushed a bit, I would have been able to finish it in under 4 hours. But it was still a pretty good character. Hey, look at that! It's one of the lowest scores in this version in this server that has won the game. Amazing. Onirica, slain by an Orc Warlord in Bolts 3. F in the chat for the cats. Yeah, I don't like exploding. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a literal one-shot, because Orc Warlords can hit pretty hard when they're mighty, and they're always mighty when you find them in bolts. But anyway, that is it for tonight. Thank you for watching, and thank you for hanging out. If you enjoyed what you saw, you should consider following if you are not already following. And if you are, you can consider subscribing. You don't have to, and I understand if you don't want to or you can't, but it does help me if you choose to do so. With that being said, let's rate someone. Also, thank you, Cyrano and Dan Brani, for the contributions to the stream tonight. I appreciate it quite a bit. I will use your contributions to eat, and I will enjoy it. So let's see if there's someone that I can rate.